Hey, Railbirds, Kevin here. I'm being joined by guest commentator Sean Lewis. All right, we have gold division teams for you. We have Team Tioga versus Hold My Beer.
All
Uh,
right, I like that name.
All right, on Team Tioga, we have the players of Stephen Richmond, Bobby uh, Sheratar, Rick Tillett, John Chaplin, and Kevin Kuhn. On the team of Hold My Beer, we have uh, I can't read the last names. We have Omar, Cherry, Joe, Dave, and Bill. Bill Fuller, Dave McMullen, Joe Parkinson, Jerry
It looks like Densmore,
Densmore,
and then I'm not sure if that's a G or an O.
and Omar Gravel. Yeah, I
It could
probably
be
should.
Orbel.
I
I,
can't
I
read. I
actually
can't read
think
the
it's
writing.
an
I
O,
probably. I
believe it or
probably
not.
should have looked. I probably should have looked it up on the bracket.
Yeah, I'm not certain. Yeah, because the way the sheet came out, it's like they were written over the line, so we can only really read the top and the bottom of it. I don't know. Did they start playing already? Thought it- Is Sherry going to take over here?
How's it going over here?
Oh, really good.
Yeah. So what time do you play?
We're playing our next team's match at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Ooh.
Yeah, we lost our first one, so we get to play almost twice as much pool as everyone else if we ended up getting to the end,
Yeah.
which is fine.
Yeah,
That's my goal at this point, actually.
just
But
get to the end.
yeah, the way the platinum teams is set up, there's no eliminations on the first day. They're playing like 3 matches on the A side, and then that'll open up opponents for you as all day long, basically tomorrow.
Yeah, right on.
So that's what my hope is, to have opponents all day long. Otherwise, we'll probably just be driving home.
Nobody wants to go home early.
That's true. Yeah, I want to be in. I like playing in the end. At the end, that's the best time.
Yeah. So who do we have at the table here?
You know what? I was in the restroom when this match started, and I thought maybe they were gonna play a practice rack, but they didn't, because they're like an hour and a half behind already. So
Yeah, I'm not
I
sure.
don't know enough of the players on either team to know who these gentlemen are.
We have Steven and Omar, the 2 players on this table.
Yeah, I don't know who's shooting. On either table.
Yeah. Well, I know who is shooting over on the other table.
Okay, who are those 2 people so I can identify them?
Kevin told me. We got Bobby and Jerry.
So Jerry must be at the table, and then Bobby's
Yeah.
is waiting. Okay, and then this guy's shooting.
Kevin knew who was who when he took off.
Okay,
So,
maybe I'm gonna go. I'll just go ask. I'm gonna
Okay.
go investigate, so that we can get this straight right now.
yeah.
Because I don't even know what teams are which side here.
Yeah, I don't either. That's Team Hold My Beer. Pretty sure just won that game over there. All right. Cool.
Okay, I've been alerted that Team Tioga is wearing the black shirts with gray stripes.
Okay, so that would be Steven at the table now. And Jerry won on the other table.
Okay.
Team Hold My Beer.
Yeah, so I'll just have to see as the players rack the balls
Yeah.
who's who. Because I do know a few of the players from the team with of the guys that are just wearing different colored shirts.
Yeah, I know Rick. I know who Rick Tillett is. I know who Kevin Kuhn is.
So this is Steve
Yes.
that's shooting right now.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so Steve missed. He's left. And Omar, this is Omar that's shooting.
Yep, Omar.
Okay. And Omar's got his 9 ball tied up, so he's kind of trying to do a little bit of a moving battle. Well, now he's got the 9 and the 14, so now I feel like what I like doing here. Do you think just shooting the 2 ball into the 11 just to block the hole
Yeah, I think that.
is the right shot there, just to open your balls up a little, and then you can do something with the 9 a little bit later.
Yeah, because I don't think you can. If you could pocket the 6, I'd like to get the 6 out of there because you really don't have a breakout ball. But
Yeah. The thing that I see, well, it's not really on. I was thinking that if you were to leave him a shot at the 9 ball, then you could actually use the 9 and the 4 somehow to make the 11. So,
yeah,
because Steve has ball in hand here and he's solid. So, he can break that 6 ball out I think, reasonably easily using the 1 because the 7 ball is kind of floating over by the side, and he can use that as his like outlet ball.
yeah, I think it looks like he's just flat out going for the. He may even call the 2 here, but I wouldn't. I just want to leave it hanging.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't. Well, you know, the 14 is, or the 15, excuse me, is tied up enough to where he
Yeah.
might be like, you know what, I'm going to try to break these balls out a little bit, and I still have my insurance ball. I like that shot.
Yeah,
I like that
he's
shot.
got him just about frozen
Yeah.
up on the side of his ball here.
Right. No, that's good. I like the way he played that cue ball because now if he makes a good shot on the 9, it might just make it so that his balls are available. So he's actually you're forcing your opponent to do your job for you a little bit.
Absolutely, I
And
like
there's
doing
nothing wrong with that.
that. Yeah, and we do have the bonus coverage going. It has the full screen of the other table with this one in the picture if you're wanting to watch that other table.
Okay, so you got Rick on the other table right now playing Joe.
Yep, Joe from Hold My Beer and Rick from Team Tioga. Yeah, well, we got the that cluster all rearranged now.
Oh yeah, certainly is. He decided that he was just gonna like, well, let's see what happens.
Yeah, just open it up. Give him the opportunity to try and break it out too, with all of these balls still on the table. And I like going at it right now.
Yeah, I feel like that you have enough angle on the 1.
Yeah, or the 5.
Or yeah, you could use the 5. And the 7 is there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So as long as if you use the 5, if you come across it, as long as you don't double kiss one of those balls, they're gonna separate.
Yeah, and you could either have a shot on the 6 or the 7 afterwards.
Exactly. And if it, in a situation where you come off it hard, the 1 ball is just there too. If you come up 2 feet off the rail, yeah, he's gonna go forward into the bottom of the 15, which is I think the right way to do it. Yeah, if he was to get there.
He forced it. He hit it just a little bit too hard, so it forced the angle.
Yeah.
Forced off of the angle.
Exactly.
And
Came a little
up.
wide.
Yep.
A little wide off the initial angle that he
Oh,
wanted.
and he scratched.
Yeah.
Did it go in the side pocket,
It
missing it?
went 2 rails into the side, yeah. Yeah, and that's. I thought using the one ball, like actually shooting the 5 and just coming down to where you're a little thinner on the 1.
Yeah.
And then shooting the 1 and coming straight across the balls is the way that I like breaking that out, because you're not having to create an angle. The angle from the 1 to the 6 is like a natural angle. Even if you go rail first into it, you're going to hit those balls every time, and the 7 is just sitting there. So you're pretty much always going to end up with a shot.
Well, fortunately, he didn't, not for him. You don't want to ever give anybody ball in hand, but he did not hit it. So.
Yeah, fortunately for him, he didn't break them out. And, well, actually, if he would have, it would never have scratched.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a different universe. So Omar's probably thinking,
I just like maybe roll this up there and just leave it for a breakout ball.
I think he's going to play this aggressively.
Try and go at the,
I don't think that he's going to try to play a move that's going to allow him to like maybe shoot again. Because if it was, I think the shot that I would shoot there is actually I'd just keep the cue ball and just use a stop shot.
He tried to hit it, yeah.
You could just set up for a stop shot and shoot, bank the 14 out and just freeze it to the bottom of the 6. And then Steve would have to do something.
Yeah, I don't even know.
But that would be tricky because the 7 is, like I said, the 7 is just right there. So easy to pocket from anywhere down underneath.
I don't know how he's going to get down to this. He could, kick one rail, let it nice and soft.
Yeah.
And just bump the 15 to the rail.
Yeah, he's in trouble here.
Or
You almost don't want to make a good hit here.
That's a bad hit. You don't want to hit that side of it. Oh,
and
that's a little fortunate.
Does it not go?
It does not look like that goes.
See, this still creates the same situation where the 1 is so good to break those balls out.
Yeah.
Especially now that they're already broken out a little bit.
Yeah, go from the 7 to the 1. Here, shoot the 7 in, giving you that angle that you need on the 1.
Well, I think you can just use the 1.
Right now?
Right now, and just cheat the pocket a little bit.
Yeah.
And just draw with a little bit of left English. I mean, it looks to me like the way the balls are set up, it's pretty impossible to scratch. Oh, he has ball in hand.
Yes, he has ball in hand. That was
so he can just use you can use the cut angle. I think he's looking at playing the carom to pocket the 15 and just play safe behind the 7.
You're guaranteeing he's getting to the table here.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that he needs to do that. I like going for it here, but I don't think that shooting the 7 right now does much for you. I think that you're using the 1 to break the ball out right now, and then using the 7 as your next ball. I mean, he's creating this angle. Is he just going to run the ball?
4.
He must think that well, if it goes, well, I would have shot it first if it went and it was tight.
Well, it was hard to see.
It doesn't look like it goes at all, though.
No, not even from.
So I'm a little bit confused right now.
Not even from the side angle, you can see it. You barely have room to go into the rail behind the 15, much less shoot that ball into the hole.
Right. So Rick and his player, he's playing against
Joe.
Rick and Joe. They're still playing. They're kind of doing some. They're just rearranging the balls a little bit.
Yeah, and this is we're playing gold division now. Get that bigger race to 13.
What was the cap on the gold division? Was it 20? Was it 27?
20.75.
27.75 or something.
The cap for the gold division. I've got it.
I got you guys. You guys are supposed to know all this stuff.
Yeah, no, I got it. It's just in my phone.
Okay. So he's just baiting here. Now he's probably thinking to himself, I need to break this ball out. And he's like, man, I wish the 7 was still there.
Yeah.
Because that ball would have been easy to get at.
Well, he still got the angle where he can get over there.
Yeah, he certainly does. I mean, in this you don't have to do much here. You just have to move it. And he literally went for it, which is strange. He didn't. Didn't need to do all of that. Like, that was a simpler breakout than I think he thought it was.
2,700.
2,700. Yeah, so the average is around 545, 540
Yeah, somewhere around there.
per player. So these players are solid. It seemed like they're just the way they're getting down on the ball and the way they're thinking about their positions and stuff is is good.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
the second highest division in the teams.
Yeah.
So, if you maybe end up with a 700 on your team, you got to get one guy that's a little bit lower.
right. I thought about trying that. We decided not to do it.
Just go into the platinum division.
We just formed a platinum. Molly and I, being us.
So who all's on your team? You and Molly and
Dave Ringler and Carl Tibbetts and Clark Smith.
oh, right on. Good team.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun. I mean, we kind of faced a similar team where they had basically one lower-rated player, and then they had 4 rock-solid players.
Yeah. So here I'm not shooting at this ball.
No reason to.
Nope. Steve played safe, and
This wouldn't be a bad idea. If it was me, I might just shoot the 8 and try to hang it in the jaws
so
in
when
case they leave you something.
yeah, so when you get the opportunity, you can run
Yeah,
'em.
move that 8 off because you know, and if you block the pocket where the 2 is at, you know, that does something too. Then I mean, obviously, then he can just take ball in hand and shoot it somewhere else. But that doesn't do anything about the 6 ball.
Yeah, well, and he has
You know.
nothing down there to break it out with now.
Right. And the 15 does go. If you get on it, you can cut that in. So now's the time when you can open up this position a little bit. You know, with other than that, the only other shot I might like doing is trying to pocket one of his other solids just to get him off the table
Yeah, but
and take even less of his opportunity to play safe away.
yeah, now if
You
you,
know,
but
like-
if you pocket the 4, if you shoot the 4 up table here, and you rattle it,
I know exactly. That's what I was thinking. But then if you rattle it, now what do you do?
yeah, now you're dead because you've given him something to break this out with.
Right.
What if
That's
you
true.
bank the 2 over onto the rail of the 4 with the 4?
That's good. Double those balls up. That's also a good play. I don't really think that there's that much good stuff that can happen by kicking at this 15 ball.
Yeah, I'd want it. If I was kicking at it, I'm going 2 rails into the back of it,
See,
if anything.
It's almost like he shot that shot with zero intent of making a good hit. And I think if you're going to do that, you might as well do something else that's going to improve your position. And like
Yeah.
I said, moving the 8 towards the pocket, it actually does that for you.
Yeah.
You know, I don't feel like you can play this game under the assumption that they're going to miss an 8 ball that's in that spot. You know what I mean?
Oh, no. I mean, especially when you've got the 4 and the 2 there.
Right.
The 2 ball is a great ball to get to the 8. But you can get there from the 4 as long as
Yeah.
you don't even have to have angle. You can roll up and go short side of the 8. If you got angle, you can come across and
Right.
shoot it in the same hole.
Yeah, because
So-
I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, man, if I'm solitaire, I'm thinking about trying to make his 15. You know, use a 6 as a carom
Yeah.
and shoot the carom, and then because the 8's kind of frozen to the rail, you just assume that he's not going to be able to make that shot a high enough percentage of the time to beat you. You know, and you just got to gamble on it a little bit. But because he didn't move, if he would have moved the 8 to the jaws, that would not be a legitimate shot. I think he's
Gene,
playing
there is
safe.
no 3 foul rule here. That's just a 9 ball rule.
Yeah, see, he's playing a safety.
Yeah, but that's he's left a shot. This has come out.
Yeah, no,
6
definitely. I think that he can cut this ball
Back cut.
to the right and make it. I really do. If not, if you can just get a collision on the 6 and get it towards the hole, that's a good shot too. See, and so this is interesting. Steve's kind of let Omar have a little bit of an opportunity here. You know, just by playing the waiting game, letting Steve shoot his shot, just seeing what Steve does.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying that Steve doesn't have the advantage. He certainly has the advantage here still. But there was I really feel like he can cut this ball in. I mean, I feel like I'd shoot at it. Even if you could just. Oh, that was an interesting shot. It doesn't kill you. But, I mean, now it's like now if the 6 goes.
Yeah, even if you
I
can
think he
double
hit the good
kiss it
speed,
in.
though. I think he hit the good speed.
Yeah, he's got it to where it looks like it doesn't go, but even if you can double kiss this ball in, even if you don't make it and it hangs, you're not
Yeah.
really selling out a shot. I mean, you're selling out maybe a bank.
Exactly. Well, what if you just if you just shoot straight into the 6 slow and you just roll the cue ball next to the 15,
Yeah, that works too because it doesn't go past the
it
4.
doesn't go past the 4, and you won't be able to bank it when you're that close. Very, so that might be a winner.
Yeah, just tap
that
it out
makes
in
it
front of the
6.
corner, and the cue ball's on the back of the 15.
Exactly. Or you can even kick behind the 6 here into the 15 and create separation. Yeah.
Well, I wonder if he's called safe, even though he's shooting at this ball.
Yeah, I don't think he's supposed to try to make this ball.
He's
Yeah,
not.
he's
He
just
was
playing.
I think he was trying to hook him with the 2.
Yeah, no, that would have been nice. But, I mean, again, that doesn't do anything.
Yeah, even there, you couldn't even. There's not hardly enough room in the pocket to put the
Right.
cue ball behind there and shoot the 6 into the 15, moving the 15 up.
Right. If it's me, I'll probably get a good draw stroke out here, and I try to play the 15 off the 6 into the opposite corner. And but I'm probably too aggressive.
That is going to leave a mark.
Well,
Yeah.
if he's straight in on the 6, then it's going to be hard. I mean, then.
The 4 or the 2?
Or the 4. Yeah, they're 6 together. I don't know.
Yeah.
The 2 ball. If he's sort of straight on the 2 here, I mean, because he's definitely got pretty straight in on the 4 ball. Now it's tricky to get back up table for the next ball. See, Rick's got 2 balls in the 8 here.
Okay,
So
I couldn't see if that game was over or not.
Yeah, they're still playing it. He made a nice shot there. He played a 2-rail kick at the 6 ball, knowing that it was sort of a built-in safe.
Yeah.
And he played shape for the 7 if he made it, and he made it.
I think
that was a nice, smart shot, and he hit it well.
I think Steve over here is going to have to play another safe.
So he's just going to have to roll this ball in and get shape on the 8. And he's done so pretty well. So he just has to pocket the 8 here. Yeah, see, this is what happened. He was straight enough on the 2 to where Steve wasn't able to get back up table to shoot the 4 ball. So that but he put pressure on him. Omar put pressure on him by making his 6 ball there. So actually that was a smart shot by Omar, kind of understanding that, especially early on in the set, these guys might not be as comfortable. They might not be willing to let their stroke out and hit the ball a little bit harder in fear of missing,
All right, now it's going to bring up on the other table. We're going to have Doug and John.
This is Doug racking the balls. I've definitely met Doug many times. And then John's going to be this guy.
Yeah, I
that
know John
I
Chaplin.
recognize, but I don't know.
I know who he is.
Yeah, I think here you can just. Whoa.
Wow, he went all out for this.
That was an interesting shot. I feel like what he could have done there is if he would have just shot straight at the 4 a little bit, cut it a little bit, and leave it almost straight in, it would have been really difficult for Omar to get back down table to make the 8.
Yeah.
You'd be straight in on it, but it's like, well, now you're straight in, you're a mile away.
Oh,
and you could have potentially been hooked too if you would hit a good speed on it.
Yeah, here you got to hit this with a really good stroke, even still to get back down table for the 8.
Yeah, wouldn't hurt to have Corey's stroke right now.
Yeah.
You could just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Get there.
Hey, my favorite way here is to just dig in deep at way out, bottom left-hand English to try and come back down table.
Yeah.
Following forward, you got to come off the 3rd rail short so that you miss the 4.
Right. Yeah. I agree with that. And that's what he's done. And he's hit it pretty nice. He's coming up with a reasonable shot here.
Yeah, it is.
That was a pretty good shot. It's easy if you hit it too hard, you're going back across over the top of the 8 and you got no shot.
Yeah.
If you hit it too soft, you might not get the stroke. You might scratch in the side or come up too high up to make an easy shot. So actually, I feel like this is a pretty good result for most people. I wouldn't expect to get better than this on a shot, but I'd be happy to be in this position if it's me. He made a good shot on the 8.
Good shot.
That was a nice. He actually managed to outmove him a little bit there. That was cool.
Right, that was Steve who won that game.
Yeah. So hold my beers up 2-0.
No, yeah,
Is
that was
right?
Omar. Omar won that game. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Excuse me. I got backwards.
Yeah, me too for a second.
So it is 2-0.
2-1.
Plus 2-1.
And that's going to bring Kevin Kuhn
Okay.
versus Bill Fuller. Bill will be racking and breaking.
We got to update the score.
What? They get to score. I get to score too?
Well, I don't know how to do anything other than talk. And I'm barely figuring that out. So.
Oh, I was looking earlier. I'm looking right at the 8 ball, and I'm saying the 9. Looking at another ball, is calling it the 7 when it is evidently not the 7. I think I haven't had enough coffee yet after our late night.
How long did you guys stay here last night?
Well, we left somewhere near 2 a.m. and Summerfield stayed here until nearly 3:30 when the match was finally over.
That's insane. And what match was that was going on? The finals, right?
That was one of the single finals that was going on.
Man, that's brutal.
What was it? The gold division was the last one to finish last night. Had a woman win one of the divisions.
Oh, was it Tammy that won?
No, well, that was the bronze too.
That was the bronze too. Okay.
Yeah,
Tammy won that.
Tammy won last night. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Proving that the women can play with the men.
Absolutely.
Well, and Molly what did she get second at what was one of the other tournaments where they had the men and women together, and then she won the 10 ball that was fair matched here.
She won the event that she was placed in the singles event at the Eileen Madden Memorial Tournament.
Yeah.
And her Scotch doubles team, they ended up getting nominally second, I think, but it got late, so I think they ended up just chopping.
Yeah.
But they had lost the point match, so they were technically got second. I think is how it worked out on paper.
The person that's on the sitting in the hot seat.
And that was yeah. And then she won the Snoqualmie event playing doubles, and it was genderless, so there was men playing with men.
Yeah. Well, and here she won that 10 ball at 9 ball on the fun day.
And she won the fair match 10 ball in October here.
Yeah. So just shows that Fargo is making it to where the women can compete with the men. Having that 50 to 60 point range in the singles has really evened out the playing field rather than master, open.
And Kevin made a good point earlier. Since the inception of the fair match, or not just the fair match, but Fargo in general, the matches have been way more competitive. So it's like realistically, if you think about it, there's no disadvantage to being a man or a woman or a specific advantage. If your Fargo is in the bracket and it's correct pretty much from where you're supposed to be, and you play well, then you get an opportunity to win. Doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just kind of the nature of the reality is there's less female players than male players, and that's why they're not winning more of these tournaments. It's not because, at least that's my belief, it's not because they're not as skilled as the men. There's just so many fewer, especially in this area, that they don't have as many shots at it as all the guys that are playing every single tournament.
Well, yeah, if you figure you've got 180 people or whatever, 170 people in your bracket, and only 5 of them or 10 of them are women.
Right.
Yeah, odds are more often than not a guy's going to win.
Yeah, just nature of the way it works. You got more bullets.
Yep. Odds are in their favor.
Yeah, Cindy Sleva got 7th, 8th in the platinum, and there was only 3 women in the platinum, and she played one of them on the B side.
Yeah,
Phyllis, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, had they not played each other on the B side, they could have both gotten,
Phyllis is definitely capable of getting there. Was Liz Cole playing as well? She won
I don't think that Liz played singles. I think Melissa Rushton was the other one.
Okay, yeah, because I know Carissa played up to the elite, into the elite.
And I don't blame her. It's if she wanted to, play against the best players available, that's where you got to play, And if you want to compete against the best players, those are the best players,
Yeah.
And that's respectable, I think.
Yes, wanted to test her medal out against them and see how she fared. And
all right, so they have a little. Doug's got a little safety battle going on here, so that seemed like it's going to extend itself. And he's playing against John. Okay, and then this is Kevin Kuhn at the table right now.
Yes.
I'm sort of answering I already knew the answer. I was kind of rhetorically
Oh, okay.
saying
I was like, yeah.
I'm just trying to remember for like 20 minutes from now when I have to know that's him, basically. And I'm not sure what he's looking at here. I sort of got spaced out. I think that he is stripes here, and he's looking at some sort of
He's looking at jumping this 14 ball in. It looks like he's put his playing cue away, and yeah, he's breaking out his shorty.
Yeah, 'cause this is a good shot if he makes it, because then he's going to be short side on the 9. The cue ball is definitely going to come out probably beyond the 5. If he's going to be able to jump over that 7 and make that ball, the cue ball is going to come out of that little spot. And he'll either have a shot on the corner or the side is what he's thinking. Especially if he was to put like a good draw stroke and actually get this thing to not go forward. If it gets forward, it could leak out a little bit and he could end up funny. Well, really, it just needs to just bear down and make this ball. I think that.
Yeah, well, and having to jump over a whole ball.
Yeah.
I'd almost rather kick at this here because you're jumping over a whole ball next to the rail, having to hit the ball full right at the rail. There's a good, and with a bridge, it's a good chance that you could even jump this right off the table.
Yeah, but I mean, he's going for it. Oh, he hit it so good, and just it bounced a little bit when it hit the ball, and that caused it to not get the sideways reaction.
Yeah, it ended up going forward instead. Yeah.
That was, wow. I've never seen anyone jump with the bridge like that.
Not a regular bridge.
Yeah, I've seen the people with the jump bridges do it, but I've never seen a regular bridge being used like that. He's not out of it yet. He can make this ball, and actually, if he makes the 9 on the side, it's natural for the 8.
Yeah, just don't get it too hard, because if you glance off you could possibly end up behind the 7. He shouldn't.
Yeah, I don't think that you can worry about that. I think you just got to bear down and make the ball and hope.
Yeah.
I mean, if you hit it a little bit more than pocket speed, that shouldn't happen, because it's a pretty thin cut. I think he's got a line to hit it, too. I mean, I feel like he's going to make a good hit here.
Yeah, the line looks good.
Oh, hit it too. A little short.
Yeah.
These tables are playing a little shorter than what my normal expectation is.
All right, with ball in hand.
Yeah, ball in hand. 6 balls on the table. Not a ton of traffic. Now, so you got 2 projects here. You got to get the 5 out of there. You got to get the 5 out of there and then shoot the 4, I think, to clear out the 2. But then those 2 balls in the middle of the table, it gets tricky. So this is actually not the easiest thing.
Oh, well.
I like this shot. Removing the 6 ball is nice here. You're really creating a lot more lanes.
Yeah, remove the 6. You can shoot shoot the 5 next, or even shoot the 2 or the 4 next, and then the 5, and then go back to the other ball that you don't shoot.
Exactly, because you can go shoot the 5. You can shoot the 2 next, float down for the 1 or the 3, depending on the angle, and then come back up table for the 4. You can shoot, I actually like going from the 1 or the 3 back to the 7 as the case ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kevin's like pointing at his brain right now.
What do you think about shoot the 4 and roll forward for the 2, or do you draw back out for it?
Well, I think if you punch it and you end up straight in on the 4, I think I'd play for the 3 and hope that I got straight in on the 4 so I could just shoot the 4. This is good. Now, this is perfect. He can float it a little bit forward and shoot the 3 ball and then come back around for the 1 and go up table for the 7. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that it's pretty manageable. Like, to use the 7 as the ball before the 8 makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, and here he just wants to be sure he doesn't run past that line of the 1.
Yeah, if he did that, then he'd be forced to shoot the combo.
And he made sure that, nope, we ain't even going to put that in play.
Yeah,
he can slide around this a couple rails or come 1 rail out, depending on what he's more comfortable with.
Right.
Looks like he's wanting to slide it around.
Yeah, he's going to use 1 to 2 rail position for a little bit of an angle on the 1 ball. So he can just go forward.
That means follow forward.
A little bit.
I like going just 1 rail straight up the line because it looks like a pretty good angle here.
Yeah, if you can twist it, if you can use a little bit of left English, that really makes the position a little bit less tricky, but it does increase the difficulty of the shot. But I really feel like if you put a half tip of inside, just a touch like that,
yeah,
I feel like you put just a touch of inside, and that causes that cue ball to go towards the 7.
Yeah, straighten it up.
And then the 9 is never in play.
Yep. And here he's got the angle to just bump off the rail to be straight in on the 8.
Yep, exactly. And that's what's so nice about shooting the 7 to the 8 is that
yep.
you get it up straight in, and all you got to do is play your speed a little bit.
They're still
Okay.
playing on that other
Yeah.
table.
I think Doug is solids right now, so he's a little tricky. He looks like he's trying to spin it.
Oh, that almost double kissed in and kissed. That would
He
have
was
been.
trying to twist the ball to pocket it because he couldn't hit it straight in.
All right, and Bill got out over here, right?
Yeah, Bill
With
won
Hold
that
My
game.
Bear. Yeah, it's going to be another late day today with these matches already running up more than an hour behind.
Yeah, wow. I guess it makes me sort of happy that we played our 9 a.m. match so that we couldn't be behind at all.
Yeah.
We got to play, not that I want to play at 9, but I like playing when I'm scheduled to play.
And not have to stand around for an hour, hour and a half waiting for your table
Yeah,
to open up.
Nothing worse than having to like check back every 20 minutes. And actually, it's a distraction to that team too. And it's like, there's really nothing that you can do about it. You have to keep going over there and looking. You know, because as soon as the match is over, they want you to get started. So you can't just like float off into nowhere.
And if they happen to get a match that's done with early or something, they are moving some matches around here and there. And
okay, so John played safe on Doug. So Doug's got basically a 3-rail kick shot. And I don't know that he has the full. This is a little tricky.
and people think we're all official up here and we can answer all questions and
Yeah,
do
no.
everything because we're at a podium. I told Kevin I want a sign that says just streaming.
Yeah.
Somebody looks bored. Molly doesn't want to come up here and commentate.
Okay, so John has come up short on the 8, so he's added some drama to this.
Yeah, you get. Are you guys staying here at the hotel? Or are you in the house?
We've got a house like on Road's End. It's actually pretty nice. There were 6 of us for a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, so there's plenty of space. And it was upstairs, downstairs, so there's 2 living rooms.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, it's nice, and the weather was good pretty much all week. So we got to like kick it on the deck, and yeah, it was fun. But you know, I came here to be immersed in the pool thing. So even though I'm not playing today, I'm still here.
Yeah.
Nothing to do. So I was like, well, maybe these guys don't mind me barging in.
No, not at all.
I feel like you guys can always use a little bit of a break.
Oh,
It's not
absolutely.
like you're not going to be here the next 3 days.
Oh, yeah, we're
15
here
hours
for
a day.
13, 15, 16 hours a day. Yeah, it starts to wear on you if you're the only ones up here doing it. So
Right.
we appreciate the help.
Yeah, and it's a good time. So,
Oh, what happened over there? I didn't see who won.
you know what?
Ay.
I think John may have made that shot.
You feel like that's what happened?
I'm going to go. Maybe I can go look.
I was going to pull up the other. Did anybody else see what happened over there on that other table?
Yeah, I was kind of seeing if they were celebrating. Let me go. Well, I'm kind of blocked out, actually.
Yeah, we can get Kevin to go. Can you check the score, please? Didn't see what happened on that table over there.
Yeah. John had a thin cut on the 8 or a bank shot, and Doug had a ball in the jaws, so it could have gone either way.
Three, 3-2.
3-2. That means that John made that 8.
John got out. Very nice.
So we've got Omar at the table right now. And I think what he's looking at right now is he's trying to play his stripe off the bottom of the 10 and still make it so that he can clear the 10 so he could make it. But
yeah, he ended up
hit
hitting
a
it
little bit
a little
thin.
bit thin to the other side.
Yeah, but he's blocked the hole nicely. And so now, what's this other guy's name? Bobby?
Yep, Bobby and Omar.
Bobby and Omar, yeah. Bobby doesn't have much here because the 6 doesn't go, the 5 doesn't go, the 7, it's like you have to get short side on it.
And over on the other
Yeah,
table,
this
we've
is kind
got
of ugly.
Rich racking and breaking against Jerry of Hold My Beer. Huh? Why does that look like Rick Tillett over there?
It is Rick
Oh, it
Tillett.
is Rick Tillett, yeah. Rick.
That's because it is.
That's because it is. Okay.
It's just hard to read your writing.
That's not my writing.
Oh, okay, that was last set. Excuse me.
Yeah, see, I break them up like that so it's easy to read them, the names.
Oh, yeah. I think, yeah, what Bobby's looking at doing now is playing his ball off the backside of the 10 or the 13.
7 ball
Which is
into
a
the
nice
rail
shot.
off.
Ooh,
He tried to get it,
Well.
and he's opened them both up. Can we see this 9
he's
ball?
actually gaining an advantage here, I think. Slight advantage.
With the 2 ball still hanging down there in the corner.
Yeah, and the 10 goes. So
Yeah.
it's a question of whether or not Omar can get access to that ball that's blocked kind of by the 2, if he can get short side on it. It doesn't go short side yet, though. I think the 11 is blocked. Well, the 11 doesn't. Okay, it's interfering.
Yeah, I was trying to see
It's
if he could see
close.
the 9, and I don't think he can.
Well, he can make the 10, I believe.
Yeah.
And then, but if he draws it and it hits the 13, he might scratch. I don't know if he can make the 10. Actually, it really looks close.
And if you cut it, you're rubbing the 13 probably.
Right, and then you're not sure what's going to happen.
Yeah, it could end up a
I
little
still think
funny.
it's the right shot, though. The other thing you could do here, which I don't even think would be great, would try to make yeah, that's the right shot.
That's,
It's coming up nice for him.
yeah,
Coming up all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, see now he can float down. Now the trouble ball is really the 9, because you can just shoot the 13 and float down table, and you'll get short side on the 9.
You can
Is
get
that the
to
9?
just to the
Or
center
nothing?
of the table, too, for the 9, and between
That's
the
true.
seeing that catching that gap between the 8 9.
Mm-hmm.
These guys play well enough that they should be able to hit that and swing in between that 5 6 to come up for the 8.
Yeah, if he makes this ball and floats it down the end rail, he'll have a shot on the side.
Yeah.
Or the corner, depending on how hard he hits it.
So yeah, you got the trying to get on the what's it, the 14 out there.
All right, can I get the team captains from Shoot to Thrill and 2 Drink Minimum?
He's overrunning a little bit, but
Minimum and Shoot to Thrill.
Now you gotta decide in your mind: are you gonna just bear down and make this tough shot? He did overroll it too far, but it is straight in, sort of on the corner. You can shoot it with the draw, and then you can still end up with the shot, or because he's on the wrong side of the 11 ball too.
Yeah.
He's gonna go away from where he wants to be. So now you really gotta. It's a question. It's a tricky question.
I'm wondering, what does the 5 7 look like if you banked the 11 at the 2? Are you selling out a shot on the 5 7?
Oh, I think he's just going to end up shooting at this 14 just because you have to.
Yeah,
I
just
really don't see anything else.
hit it with a nice little
Yeah,
pop and hold
just
your
make
cue
it.
ball right there.
Yeah, just make it.
It's in the hole.
Yeah, and this is still doable.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is that one ball is not there anymore, and that was really what was cramping his style. Like here, you can swing 2 rails, maybe, if you can get deep enough. Or you can use inside and then come up to the right side of the 9 and shoot it past the 7. So by shooting that shot, even though it was tough, and he didn't end up perfect, he's giving himself a chance to win. And that's why he was definitely in the right, I think, to shoot that shot.
Yeah.
It would have been way more difficult to get back to that ball.
Got to be careful here with leaning over this ball. Those are so close together. If you bump that 7 into that 5.
It looked like it skidded a little bit or something.
Yeah. Clung to the ball a little bit.
Yeah. He hit it. I think I'm not sure what he was trying to do with the cue ball. I mean, once you hit it like that, and you hit it probably like a quarter ball off from where its intent was, so your speed is all off, and the angle the cue ball comes off it is off. It looked like he was just trying to come back to the middle of the table. Hey, my mom is listening. Hi, Mom.
I like playing this combination. Just pocket speed, let the 5 go up onto the end rail, cue ball up there, and then you can come to the other side of the 6 from the 5. I wouldn't shoot the 2. I would leave that as a just in case something funny happened.
Yeah, that's the ball. You just wait till the end. You know, until your pattern is open, and like shooting this combo, anything could happen. Really, if you hit it, I'd hit it hard enough to where it moved to the other side of the. I wouldn't want it to float. Wow, this is good. Now he can use it. Yeah, Bobby can just bump the 6 out, or maybe float in between.
Yeah, the 9-6.
The 9 and the 6 for a shot on the 9, or the 6. I mean, I think bumping it's good because that you still have the 2 ball.
Yeah.
And if you bump it to a good spot, you can try to get straight in on it, and then you have the 8.
Yeah, it'll lead you nicely to the 8 if you can bump that over towards the side rail. He's just waiting for this other table next to him to shoot.
Yep. So Rick's at the table on the other table, and he's shooting at stripes, so he's in trouble right now. It looks like he has to kick, or he has a thin hit. Oh, he has a bank shot. Okay. But this is not your dream. Oh, he's looking at a kick.
Yeah, he pushed that nicely. Look at how he ended up
here.
here.
Oh, yeah. He did block the hole.
Let's see.
The 9 is blocking the hole now.
But
I think so, but that doesn't matter because the 2 is, you know,
yeah, he's going to come off the far right-hand side of the 2 to just cut it in and let the cue ball come back up. Even towards the side pocket, that's all. You don't need to try to get all the way down here.
Yeah, you just need enough. Especially with the 9 blocking the hole, you don't have to worry about scratching. So as long as you just hit the ball pure, you know, you're good. You hit it good. It's not going to scratch. It's going to end up pretty close to where you want it to be. There's a little drama once it hits the first rail because you think, oh, it's going. But then after, like, halfway there, you're pretty sure you're good.
All right, there we go.
Yep, okay, Bobby.
Tioga. Get evening it up at 3. This one seems to be, except for that very first rack, is moving along a little bit faster.
Yeah. Actually, the secondary game table has been going a little bit slower, except for the first. Well, is it the first rack over there?
It was the first game that took forever over there.
Yeah, and this one's going faster, but it's been multiple innings. But, I mean, the way the balls have ended up on the break, they were actually difficult.
Yeah,
it wasn't like they were just supposed to get out every time there.
Yeah, I didn't see any Cosmo layouts there at all. So we've got John Chaplin and Joe Parkinson, it looks like. Jerry's trying to run out over there.
I can't see.
I think he's wound up. No, he's on top of his last ball.
Oh,
There's
he is.
a 7 ball right there.
So he's back cutting it. He's probably going to be thin cut, back cutting it.
Well, that 3 ball was trying to go.
Yeah, I thought it was in the hole.
And everything's ugly again. You need to go out there and give him breaking lessons or something.
Well, you know, the magic is the magic rack. That's really what gets you the best action on the break.
That and actually practicing it. So many people do not practice their break. They rack them up, they break, and they practice shooting.
It's pretty surprising. But, you know, yeah, it's just, you know, the break is funny because it's like one of those things where you do have to practice the break and ultimately, but then at the beginning, you know, there's so many things that you can practice. I mean, there's so many things anybody can practice in pool that it's like you kind of have to just commit to doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you want to get better, you have to improve all of it and not just part of your game.
Yeah, so, but you know, as you play pool, your break typically will get better if you do study it a little bit and work on it while you're just practicing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't spend a lot of time just working on my break, but
Well, you and Johnny used to.
yeah, that's true. But I mean, now that I have my swing, my break swing, what I like it, you know, and then the technology's gotten better. The cues feel like, you can break a little bit harder with
Yeah.
some of the newer technology without trying to put as much effort in.
Well,
But yeah, I mean, I did spend a lot of years not breaking well and got tired of it. So I ultimately spent the time. Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, I guess.
he was trying to open that up there.
Yeah,
And
it looks like the 6 didn't pass the 14.
yeah, and now it's
So.
even a little bit worse. Nothing to get it out with.
Yeah. Okay. So Rick's floated up on the 8 nicely here.
Yeah, it's pretty straight in there.
So it looks like he should get this if he gets a good hit on it, and he has. So it's 4-3 now. Team Tioga.
All right, and that is going to bring up Kevin over there. Kevin Kuhn ranking versus Doug. Looks like McMillan.
Yeah. I think it's Doug McMullen.
Mullen. Is that an M-U?
Yeah, Doug McMullen.
Yeah. Yeah, the guys that are wearing the black shirts with the gray stripes, the collared shirts, that is Team Tioga. Hold My Beer is the guy at the table right now is part of Team Hold My Beer. That's so John.
No, this side that you're looking at is Team Tioga.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
Joe P.
That's why.
Or no, is it Jerry?
One,
No, that
two,
game's over.
Joe P.
Joe P.
Yep.
Joe.
So we've got John and Joe. Now this is John at the table.
Yeah.
I like it better when they at least wear team shirts so they're easier to tell apart.
Oh, it's nice. I can.
And then
definitely.
when they have the names on it, it's even better. Everybody
Yeah.
should have their names on their shirts.
Someday when I'm a sponsored athlete, I'll do that.
Nancy's got, what is it, like 30 shirts she had made up, and got
Nancy's
everybody's names on them.
Nancy's perfect for pool, though.
Yes.
Loves the game. She loves to sponsor the players and comes down and plays a little bit once in a while, which is cool. Super nice lady. Every place needs somebody like that. Of course, it's 100 miles from my house, so but not that far, but it's getting there.
Yeah. And there, that's all Joe had there was to just bump his ball and leave the cue ball down on the end rail. Try to.
Let's play it. We're going to play for a stalemate. Not really, but kind of.
Yeah. And that is something that could come up. If it's like each player's got to go, they got to go like 15 minutes with nobody attempting to pocket the ball, and then you got to call a ref over. And
I actually came up once in a game I played in this tournament in the team event where I was playing Matt Horner in the teams, and it got down to where he got down to the 8 only, and he had it in the jaws of the pocket, and almost every one of my balls was like where I had to shoot into that pocket is what I would wanted to do.
Yeah.
Had the 8 not been there, so I kept playing all these safeties, and he kept moving the balls closer and closer to the 8. And then ultimately, I just called the referee over and I just asked him if we could agree to a stalemate, and we did. And then we started over, and I broke and ran on him.
Yeah,
but I did have to jump the 8 in, so it wasn't like it was automatic.
yeah,
But I felt
if you
that
can
game
both
took
agree,
forever.
if you can both agree that neither one of you is
Yeah.
going to attempt to pocket the
like,
ball,
I'm
they
not-
can call a stalemate there.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm never going to do anything risky enough to lose this game right now.
Yeah.
So you're just going to keep making it harder and harder for yourself to get access to the 8, because that's basically what he was doing, is he was making it easier for me, and I couldn't make it easier for myself without giving it up.
Yeah.
So we ended up just doing that. But that game took at least 30 minutes. And then I was able to hang in there and made a good break and ran the balls. Hooked myself on the 8, but I jumped it in.
Yeah, you got to have the patience. You cannot lose patience when you get into those battles.
Yeah, you got to win.
That was a nice little touch there.
Yeah, that worked out real well. He's like, he stripes here, but it's like the cue ball wants to float into the side pocket. So it's really double tough here.
Can you jack up and just...
And you're shooting the ball out that's blocking your ball, too. So if you're solids, that's a good shot. For John shot a really nice shot there. He's going to actually have to try to, like, shoot it straight and kind of draw back.
Just looking at pocketing the 3. Do you wonder if it'll follow it in? I don't think...
It looks like it's a scratch. That's the thing I think he's really thinking about. Any sort of a cut angle looks like a scratch into that side that's right by there. At least from my vantage point.
Yeah, and trying to get him back over here on it. You can't really hook him on anything with that 3 hanging in the hole. Even if you hook him where you can't see the 3, the 7's there to be able to shoot at the 3.
Right.
What about kicking it at the 3?
Oh.
Get out of there.
Wow.
Well,
he's opened the balls up, but the 3 is sort of not open anymore. In fact, it may not be.
and if you can get in there, how do you get out of there?
Yeah, exactly. So that was a good shot.
Yeah, turned out pretty good.
That was a tricky spot to be in, and actually came out nice. And I like the idea. The idea of making that 3 ball was probably the best he could have done.
Yeah.
And not, it just kind of worked out for him. But it does that. He gave himself a chance. It's not like you get to decide what happens.
Yeah. You can end up, if you can get onto the 7 where you can shoot the 7 up in there and make the combination. He may even shoot the bank of the 7. He's calling.
Yeah, the bank on the 7-3 combination isn't bad. Although I think that you don't have to do all that. I think you can shoot the 1, swing around for the 6 ball, and then you can just shoot the triple with speed to make that 13 blast out of there.
Yeah, because it'll cut the 3 a little bit, so it's going to come out.
Right.
Oh, he's made it worse.
Now you've just slowed the game down. But you have to use another ball because you can't get at the 3 anymore.
There is no way to get at it at all.
But if he would have hit that any fuller, it would have just made it, and then the 7 wouldn't have gone that far. And then he would have a worse spot. Yeah, he needed to hit that way deeper.
Did the 3 just fall?
It did, but so it should spot back up.
Yeah, it goes to its closest possible position.
You just put it back.
Yep. And they're going to call a ref over to have him explain the rule, it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go stand in the middle without all.
It came up the other day. Somebody did that on one of the other tables, and then they asked me, and I was like, well, I know that this is what you should do. This is what you're supposed to do and what the rule is, but you should always ask a referee. Don't believe me.
Yeah.
Because it's all, you know what I mean? The rule could have changed in the last 40 years since I started playing pool and paying attention to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like I've lost a little bit of track of the little niche rules.
Yeah, and it doesn't go in the favor of, who was it who shot that? That was,
well, yeah, that's a bad deal.
That was John, because he relinquished the table. It
Yeah,
falls after
that 3 being up there is important for John. He needs that ball to be up there.
Yep, I got to try and get it in the back there and let it just sit. There we go.
Do you guys agree that it was there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Close as possible. No, don't bump the table again.
Yeah. No, yeah. In the second story up here, occasionally the building does shake a little bit.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that stuff like that can happen without really anyone doing anything. There's a lot of people walking around in here. It's amazing how you'd think, even though these tables are super heavy, they're not on a surface that's immovable.
No, and you can actually you'll be standing on the floor and feel it shaking up under your feet sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he went for the breakout here, and it got one of the balls out. He had his 11 out, but I don't know what you're going to do with that.
This is a tricky spot. This is an interesting rack. That ball being there is really, really making it tough.
I don't like. I don't know if I like how much of what he's got here. Looks like he's banking at the 10 ball.
I think he's
probably
underneath.
just rolling. Yeah.
Banking it off the rail.
He was going for it.
Two-way
He made
shot.
it.
Well, he's improved his position a little
Now,
bit.
what do you think about this? You play the 13-3. The 13 pockets the 3. Let the cue ball kind of go towards the hole a little bit. 13 comes off the rail and covers up your cue ball.
Yeah, it does, but then the 1 is there.
Yeah.
You know, you can block it from the 7 probably with that shot. I like that shot for that, but then the 1 is there, and then that 1, you make the 1 from that angle. You know, it could end up getting underneath the 8-14 if you were to leave that shot and he make the 1 and come under and swung underneath.
All right.
So it is likely that you could come out okay with that, but that's pretty risky, sort of a safety shot.
I'm trying to figure out what else can he do. Can he see this the 11 ball?
Well,
He can
that's a
'cause
good question.
You don't want to get up underneath the 8 and leave him a shot to shoot something at that combination.
That's a good question. I'm not sure. Yeah, this is what makes 8-ball a cool game. Because it seemed one way, and now all of a sudden it's another way, and it's really not. No one really knows what to do.
Or you could.
I think he's just going to roll and leave it like that. Yeah, I thought that wasn't a bad idea.
Yeah.
You're moving your ball out a little bit. You're actually sort of blocking some of the pathways towards the 4 and the 6. You know, and you're only leaving them really a shot on the 1. And the 3 is still there, so that you have to do something with that. So that was a good, like, stalling maneuver. Did help his position.
Try to let him make the mistake first.
Well, he's got to do something. I mean, if he uses the 1 here, you think about this. If he uses the 1 and moves it to a spot where it's not easy to make, then that shot you were talking about becomes available.
Yeah.
You know, shooting that soft shot, making the 3, and just leaving him tied up on the 11. That's available.
He's coming a couple rails
he's
back
trying to freeze under the 8. But see, he's protecting it. He's making sure that he still has that shot.
Yeah. Looking, I don't know if the back cut on the 9 is viable. That's what
Okay.
he's looking at. I think he can see it to shoot it.
Okay. On the other table, Doug made a nice safety play, and then Kevin was forced to jump and gave up ball in hand. So now Doug has ball in hand with 2 balls in the 8, and they're in the open. So he's likely to run out here. This is tricky. So he just shot that ball down by the rail, huh?
Yeah,
He
he
didn't
tried the cut shot, the back cut on the 9.
Yeah, and he missed because it didn't look like it went from where I was at.
Yeah.
So now if I'm striped or solids here, this is the spot. You need to try to draw into this. Make the 7.
Yeah, draw from the 7.
And draw into that. Or I guess you don't have
From
to.
the 1.
You can shoot this. If you make the 7 here, you can use the 1. And actually, it's not bad. Well, this is good.
Hey,
this is good.
Ducking again.
Yeah, but this is a good duck. I mean, he's yeah, okay. Doug won that game.
He had ball in hand. That's right.
Yeah. That was good cue ball control. I think he's tied up on everything. It's possible he has a shot on the 9, like a 1-rail kick shot.
Playing some good strategy over here in this game.
But now look at how the balls are nice, you know. There's a couple ways that you can get out here if you're solids, even though you have that ball you need to use as like a triple combo ball. Yeah,
Nice.
that was a good shot. Open that rack up. Moving that 4 ball out of there was big.
We're going to have Steve Richmond racking against Bill Fuller on the other table. Racking and breaking. So we're shooting solids here. Is that what where we're at?
No, he's stripes.
Ooh, solids would be nice because you could just thin off the 6 and make thin off the 6 and maybe even run into and make the 13.
Just shoot the 4, go forward, then shoot the triple combo.
Yeah.
And then tic-tac-toe from there.
Looks like he's called a kick on the 14.
Yeah, he's in trouble right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, he can shoot straight at his 9 ball. And he hit the 8 to get out of there 8 ball.
If it wouldn't have touched the 4, I think it would have went right in the hole. That was almost really unfortunate. Yeah, I don't like.
Hernandez.
Well, no, this is fine. If he hits the bottom of the 11 with the 7 ball,
Yeah, 7's got to go in up
it'd be
underneath the
okay.
rail.
But worst thing you can do is hit it full.
Made both of them.
Yeah, which is good. Nothing wrong with that. He played for a ball that's down table. He's not trying to. He wasn't trying to play for the ball that was moving, which is always the best thing to do.
Absolutely, because you don't know, that's so much to
Yeah.
calculate, coming off the ball, the speed.
It makes the shot so much harder.
Yeah, and play on some.
You're
play,
trying to think about what's going to happen with the ball once it's moving, and then makes you think, oh, I got to hit it fuller, and then all of a sudden you're not making the ball anymore.
Yeah, so the 4 to the 6 to the 1.
Yeah, 4, 6, 1, 8, I think is right here.
Yeah, because that 6 is actually a little bit tight there with that those stripes around it. So I like going to the end rail and back at the line of it where you can just draw straight back between the 13, 14.
The other thing you could do is you could go back up to the middle of the table and then shoot the 1 and then shoot the 4 and then go down to the 8.
Yeah, he's going
If you don't, if he would have came up further towards the 13 then. But see, this is okay because we can shoot the 6 and just play short side for the 1.
Yep.
I think that's okay. But I think if he would have shot that shot with a little bit of right English and came up on the 1s, like, kind of over by the side pocket, like straight in, then he could just draw back to the window.
And then go to the side rail to the 8.
6 to the 8 from there. And you can actually still shoot the 1 here, but I actually think that's risky.
Yeah, that 14's huge.
Yeah, it's blocks, and if you touch it, it could get worse. Yeah, so I think you got to shoot this and play short side. Nice and soft. Well, he got away with it.
I'm just going to have to.
He just needs to make it now.
It's a little bit touchy, but just put everything into pocketing the 1 ball with a nice little draw stroke into the rail and back out for the 8.
You can shoot this to the right, and I don't think it scratches.
Okay, and hold it up.
And just float it down table.
Yeah.
Pocket speed. The cue ball will probably go 2 rails and be straight in. I don't think you need to draw this ball. Yeah, just like that.
There you go. Nice
That was
shot.
a nice shot. I mean, you got that ball ended up in a decent spot. I mean, he shot the right ball. I'm surprised that he tried to go around it like that. Maybe he saw the line better than me. It just looked like it was going to get into the ball like that. Worst thing you can do there is kick it and then have it be like you have no shot.
Yeah.
He was fortunate to get almost all the way around it before it touched it. If you would have kicked it up table, that's where all the stripes are at. Now that's where you get in trouble.
Yeah.
So it's 5-4. These are all close matches.
This what Fargo rate does.
Well, we lost 13-5. I didn't feel like it was that close.
No, that's not close.
It only took about 20 minutes.
Ooh, who'd
Well,
you play?
We're good.
Well, you're in
Everyone
the
except for
platinum
me was a good player. No, it was everyone we played against. They were all good players, and they played well, and that's that. I mean, I didn't have many opportunities for myself, and that's a credit to them for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if they're keeping you down from winning games, that's
I had one
credit to the team.
One safety opportunity in the first rack against Cole Gibbons, and then it didn't work out, and he ran out. And then my next rack, I broke dry against Chad, and he ran out. And then Todd Speakman broke and ran against me
That's a strong
on my next
team.
rack. And then the last rack that I played against Jackson. I broke the balls really nice, but I had one trouble ball, and I tried to bump it at the very beginning, and I just barely whiffed past it, and I left myself in a really tough spot, and I wasn't able to get out from there.
Oh, that's a tough team. That Cole is playing so good right now.
He's I don't think there's anyone that's thinking that he's not the most improved player in this whole region in the last couple of years. He's gone from being not really a known guy to being one of the top players.
Well, they did that. Wasn't he one of the ones that played one of the girls? Did he play Liz Cole on that Fargument? Wasn't it?
I can't remember. Somebody did.
I know there was 2 matches, the
Was it
guys
him?
against the girls, and I thought it was Cole against Liz Cole. I could be wrong. Maybe he played somebody else, because I know the 2 girls won their matches.
Yeah.
Those Farguments.
Well, they were both on the same day, I think,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't watch either of them, so I can't remember what happened. But, with that being said, I mean, Liz is a great player.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
even beating Cole at that point isn't necessarily, but Cole's game has definitely advanced since then.
Yeah.
He likes his equipment. He's got a good mind for the game. He plays tough. He played his moving game has improved. He scrambles well. He's a great shot maker.
Yeah, and he doesn't
he
rush
plays
into anything. He's
right.
when he that first match, the first set of the finals against Damien, he was taking his time. He was going around. He was checking everything, but it's still each game only took a few minutes.
Yeah.
If they're running out, I don't care if they're taking their time and being deliberate, right?
Well, that's the thing. I think people don't understand. It's like when you play at a higher level, the hard part is just figuring out what to do so that you don't get yourself in all those trouble spots. So it can take a little bit of extra time. It's not like every rack is like a roadmap. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's like you got to think about your pattern so you don't get in trouble, and that allows you to get out every time. And ultimately, doesn't take long.
Yeah.
But you do spend a lot of time standing around, looking at shots, looking at positions, thinking about what could happen, what good could happen.
And he actually did. We noticed.
And it's a different variation of pool than some people that play and they take their time, but then they're not necessarily seeing the best pattern, and that's mostly experience, you know. And then also when you don't know if you're going to miss at any moment in time, that also makes it it changes the game. The better players, pretty much you feel like you're supposed to make everything that's reasonable on a bar table, and that changes the way you have to play the game.
We had noticed that the second set he had actually sped up his play some. And I don't know if I know Damien did actually start, he actually started playing like Damien.
Yeah, once Damien gets rolling, it's pretty unstoppable, the way I look at it.
He had a couple of games that first set that he let get away after starting out, 2-0. And then he had a couple of, just critical errors that, led to Cole coming out victorious that first set. And then towards the end, that second one, he just turned it on. But, man, I really like Cole's game.
Yeah, no, and can't really say I have anything bad to say about it. I mean, for a guy who's that young, he's improving. You can't expect him to have mastered all the little soft skills.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
and,
he's still young.
And it's one of the hard things to get. A lot of people don't even start out with and maybe never develop is that will to play tough and not to be scared of a good player, and it seems like he knows what he knows how to win, and that's huge.
You could never be scared to play the better players because you never learn how to beat them unless you play them.
Exactly.
But, this table here with
they got ugly.
Rick and Omar is not a pretty sight.
I thought he was going to shoot that I thought, oh, if he shoots the 7 here, then he can get back around and shoot that combination and the balls won't get messed up, or he can get to the 5 and get out. But he decided that he didn't want to risk it, which, in a team format, I think is way more common. The guys are just play more conservative a lot of the time,
you got 4 other people relying on you.
Exactly.
It's not just you. I play better scotch and team than I do singles because I'm going to go for something that, and if I'm playing in a team, I probably just duck up somewhere and, maybe I need to get over that mentality. It would probably help me a lot with my singles, but I play tighter when I play for a team.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to trust your stroke, when you're playing teams and scotch because you just don't shoot as many balls. You know what I mean? And that's when you feel like you're supposed to be in rhythm when you play singles because you're hitting every shot. You're at the table way more often. But ultimately you just got to figure out how to win in all circumstances. And it's sort of a mystery to me too. I mean, I've definitely had probably more overall success in teams and doubles, at least in this tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, I've definitely won probably more than my share of singles tournaments and open tournaments, but
doubles has been your thing here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing.
I think it was
good.
your partners. I'm sorry.
Well,
I might be a little biased.
It takes
to
2
that.
people.
Yes, it does.
I'm not. I mean, it definitely was. Definitely was my partners. I mean, I've
And
played it
you.
plenty of times and not
Yeah.
won, so I got to give credit to my partners.
Yeah.
It's not like I can drag everybody through the mud and get there. I definitely try, but,
Yeah.
well, yeah, they're just not. I think this has sort of turned into a one-pocket game.
Yeah. Neither one of them's
Which
wanting
is-
to go for anything here.
Yeah, because basically Omar's trying to not give up that 10 in the side, which is fine. I mean, I like that, but he's just leaving him where he could actually just shoot the ball and then get the 10 in the side and
Yeah.
then have the breakout
Yeah, you can
and
get
then
there
have
from
the
it.
9 ball right away as so.
Yeah, Rick can get to the
Rick could
10
even
ball
like
right
use
here.
2 rails. He could have gone 2 rails into those balls right there.
Like that.
Well, that doesn't help
No,
as much.
No.
He needed an angle the other direction.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
just
see, now
rolled a
he's
little
like,
too
man, I
far."
wish I would have crushed it. Could
Yeah.
have just blasted into him. See, now he's not sure what to do. Now he actually, so he's like, oh, I'm going to outsmart this young guy.
Yeah, trying to outmove him. Yeah. Rick ain't that young.
No, I'm sure. But
But
yeah, I mean,
compared
he's
to
not, but
Omar.
I feel like Omar's got a few years on him.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like moving this 10. I might even just.
Well, you want to move it
Just
towards
barely-
the hole, but not past it, right?
What if you just thin off of the
I like
13?
thinning off the other side of the 10. You see what I mean? And just trying to hold, trying to thin it and go back and marry up to it
Yeah.
on the other side, because all of Omar's balls are underneath.
Yeah. Or
Really?
even just thin off of the 13 up towards the 6 and put the cue ball on the back side of the 10.
You can do that, but I like the position of the 13 as a blocking ball.
Yeah.
I think if he was to go to the other side of the table, shoot the 10 thinly, just up table, and then, oh, this is interesting. He's going to go for it. See, I'm not sure that this is.
Yeah, he's calling the
Yeah,
kick on the
he's
10.
like, oh, I'm just going to kick it out
It's
of here.
going in.
Okay, well, now what does that do?
Yeah.
See, now he has less. Like, that didn't do enough for him, I think, to be equitable.
Yeah, I don't. Doesn't the
He
12?
could have potentially frozen Omar on the back of the 10 ball and had him have to do nothing. So this, yeah, and the other table is grinding as well.
Yeah.
But that's good pool, really.
Yeah, it's not a good pool. Isn't just always just running out. It's playing the smart shot, the smart safe. The being patient and trying to outweight or outmove your opponent. 9 ball's more of a shooter's game.
Yeah, the people are like, oh, they're missing balls and stuff. And I'm like, well, yeah, but they're sort of not trying to make them so
Yeah.
much. They need other things to happen in order to unlock these racks. And that's huge. It's not just about pocketing balls. It's about winning the game.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to do things that don't look like they're doing that much. But if you have a plan, like in this spot here, I would consider combinationing this 12 into the 5 just to clear the pocket and just rolling your cue ball up kind of by the 11 ball, right?
Well, isn't
Just-
Rick's stripes so that Omar solids here?
Oh, you're right.
He has
Well,
missed all of it. This gives
interesting.
good
I
opportunity
guess
here.
I got confused.
Yeah, Rick did.
But
just
what would that kick shot have done there?
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
It
not
was
much.
kinda- yeah. It's in a good spot. He had access. He could have shot right into the 7, yeah? That's why I thought he was stripes, because I thought he kicked behind it. He could have hit the 4. Yeah, I mean, Rick's got a good spot here.
Yeah. Yeah, Robert, when I'm on the overhead doesn't have the picture-in-picture. It just has the one view. Try not
Yeah.
to stay on it too long.
I think what I like here is I probably. This is tricky because he's going to use this he's going to use this shot to break out the 13, but there's no guarantee that he's going to end up with a shot unless it's on the 13.
Yeah, well, see, I like getting rid of the 12 first because the 12 doesn't really have a spot
Well,
either.
See, he wasn't convinced that he was doing the right thing either. If he was, he wouldn't have done that. He wouldn't have shot it that way. I mean, he just kind of got down and just hit it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he was like, well, this could be weird because.
Yeah, I'll just do it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he was the way that it ended up. He had a shot on the 13, but I could see that not happening, and the 12 doesn't pass. Yeah, I think you're right. I would have shot probably. I would have actually maybe considered shooting the 12, then the 11, and then breaking it out at the end and just going for it, seeing what happens.
Well, yeah, I mean, and look, I mean, he just barely rattled that ball out, and look at what he ended up with. He ended up with a really nice shot on that 13. Just forgot to, rule number 1.
Right, exactly. You still got to make that ball.
Yep.
I mean, for sure.
If you're going for it, you got to make it.
Yeah, because now he just opened it up. Where it's not. This isn't tic-tac-toe. But if this 6 slides past the 5, man, then Omar's in a really good spot. I see he shot the combo. It must not have gone. And now he's like, oh. I got him, and then I just gave it back. Now we got to play some more pool. Let's see now, what do you do here if you're Rick? You got to clear that ball out.
Yeah, you got to get ready. You got to move the 5.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you can shoot. And this is a little bit advanced because you got to play your speed right. Is shoot sort of full into the 15 with like left English and try to like hit the rail and twist underneath the 5 and get up in that nook. And that'll clear it out and bank. You see it'll bank at the 12 ball, and you might actually move the 12 out of there too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not try to make a ball because his 11's still tied up. Like making a ball here wouldn't necessarily be the best thing to do.
No. Well,
until you know what you're going to do with the 11.
Yeah, you
kind of want to leave those balls on the table just so you have something to shoot at.
Yeah, more opportunity, more swings.
Right, and I think that's why he basically did that by missing that ball. I don't think he tried to make that shot.
Yeah, it didn't look like there was enough room for it to go by.
Mm-hmm. See, now Omar's like thinking, oh, I don't want to shoot this ball because this is my breakout ball.
It looks like he's got an angle that he can slide up under.
You think he can go forward into it?
Yeah, cut off of the rail and coming into the back side of the 6, leaving yourself on the 5 ball.
Yeah, that looks like what he's trying to do.
Oh,
well. He just made it. Oh, he might be thinking, oh, you know what he's going to do is I think he's going to try to use the 5 ball and draw the ball. He's going to try to draw. He put a good stroke on that ball earlier when he shot that, the 15 that was close to the pocket, and he drew all the way back down table. So he showed that he has some stroke. Yeah, maybe he's thinking that's what he wants to do because making that ball serves no purpose if he's not trying to get out here. Because that ball was actually, to me, that was the breakout ball.
Yeah, well, I think he's...
if he had a better angle than that, he could have easily gotten into it. So it surprises me that he would get rid of it so early on.
It looks like he doesn't really have the angle either here. You can create the angle to draw into the 6, but it doesn't look like it's natural.
Yeah, he's a little high up. Well, I think you can cheat it. Really, I like to shoot this so that it hugs the rail. So you want that angle, and you want to draw to not hit the rail almost. It's tricky. But the problem is that when you're hitting it from that side, that 6 is going to go up table. The cue ball is going to try to power through, and then you might end up short side and with a tough angle. Yeah, he looks like he's gearing up to stroke this. Yeah, he just hit it. He cut it too much. Did he freeze to the back of the 8? Oh, almost. Okay. Ooh, Bill Fuller just made a thin cut on the 4 to get on the 8, which is close to the jaws. Looks like
he cut that ball in?
He went all the way down table. That was a nice shot.
I thought he was going to bank it.
That's good. Just bear down and make it. And he knows all I have to do is make the ball, and I'll be able to make the 8 no matter where it is. So you can just think about that one thing.
Can't tell if he's completely frozen up on this.
Okay, so
Bill wins.
Hold My Beer has one more game. Bill Fuller. Yep. So it's 5-5.
5-5.
Locked up. See, now, I'd be tempted to, if I could. Ooh. Oh. Man, I don't know if he could have broke it out. It looks like the 8 would have gotten in the way.
Well,
he's got a bank shot.
Yeah.
He got a bank shot here. Just stiff it up, withdraw, so you can avoid the kiss. And then you'll end up with the shot on the 8 almost 100% if you make this bank shot withdraw.
So you aim it a little bit wide and stiffen it up with some draw.
Yeah, I mean, in these tables, it lends. I feel like they bank shorter than you'd think. So you actually don't have to, like, it's almost a straight in bank, actually, when I'm looking at the overhead.
Yeah.
It looks almost straight in. If you hit it, see, if he would have pounded it, it would have went in the hole.
Stay off the 8.
Yeah, see, this is a little rough because he just basically, Rick's got not a roadmap, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
He's just, if he's comfortable using draw on this 13, he can just play for the 12, and then it's pretty routine from there.
And just be sure you hit this into the center of the opening and not into that point if you're going to be drawing
Right.
it. If you shoot it into the point with draw, that ball spitting straight back out at you.
Right. Yeah, and see, he didn't have the confidence to try to come out. See, and that's going to create a little bit of tricky angles here because now your 15 ball is really speed dependent. You know, if you end up rolling too far.
Get down there. Now
Woo.
slow.
See, he's a little bit deep on this ball. Now he's going to have to try to. Now he's going to have to try to put a stroke on it and go all one rail.
Slide off of the 12.
And it's one of those things where, like, if he shoots that shot, there's a good chance that he could hit the side of the point.
Yeah.
The point of the side and like, end up with no shot here.
Yeah, you really have to let your cue ball slide here. He's hit this nice. Bounce off the rail.
Yeah.
Don't get all the way down here.
And,
or if you do,
know,
get all the way down.
He's done good. I like a one rail position here. You just go forward with one rail. The cue ball will naturally float to the first diamond and be straight in on the side. That's what you want to do here, I think. Just bear down, make the ball. One rail, a little bit of high ball. You don't need to use any English because it'll have just enough angle to come up table.
Yeah, people, they get like this, and all they see is that one side of the pocket, and they straight in, and I can't do anything.
He's doing it, one rail.
Yeah, there you go.
I just hope he doesn't use too much spin because that's when that happens.
Oh, no, look at it. It's just come out perfect. Perfect for Omar.
Yeah, and the one rail shot was the right shot there. He shot it so quickly. I don't think that he was confident. For some, if he would have like measured that, he's going to make it every time.
Yeah.
That shot's hard to miss if you measure it.
I think just sliding off this a little bit, or is he going to just putt forward? He's got the angle to just putt it forward.
Yeah, you can just roll forward here.
Oh.
Ooh, it skidded or something.
Oh, my goodness.
He hit that, and it had a weird reaction. I wonder if that was a skid. Man, and he's actually not really giving up anything.
Yeah, even playing
That was crazy.
The billiard isn't very, very good here. You could possibly shoot it, and you got to have perfect speed to get that 11 to come over by the 8.
Would you consider? Do you think he can cut the ball and hit and make the 6? It looks from the overhead monitor that that's doable.
Yeah, and if you do,
in which case
the 11's going at the 8, right?
Well, I'm saying cut the 11 and make the
11.
6 ball. Maybe even if you can hit it one rail, it looks like from where we're looking at, there's no chance.
If you cut it at it and then you just let the.
Oh, that was a good shot.
Yeah,
that was good
if
speed.
you can control that, yeah. I see what you're saying. Cut the 11, let the 11 take away the pocket.
Yeah, I was thinking that you could use the 11 in combination the 6 and then play the cue ball back up table. But I couldn't see if we had the angle to cut it into that hole. I think he would have probably made it if he had that shot. He would have shot it because that would have. He could have blocked the hole.
Yeah, it takes away the hole from the 8 cue balls down table.
Well, yeah. Now it's like, this is pretty routine one rail kick shot. Really, as long as you don't hit it dead full and scratch, you really should use enough speed to where you're exiting the corner area. Even if you hit it thin or one rail, it's all good. Yeah.
No, he missed it completely.
Yeah. You just want as long as you didn't hit it dead full, a lot of good things could have happened there. Because you just don't want to get where you're hitting it so softly that it just hits and makes it, and then you end up where it rolls right under the 11, and then you're hooked on the side of the 11, or you're shooting it into the side off the end rail when you could have just hit a little harder.
Yeah. Well, Mark here said that, maybe even just push the 11 up near the 6 so where even if you give up ball in hand, they don't have a shot.
Exactly.
But then they just take it, and he would have just tapped the 11, make the 6, and let the 11 cover up the 8, the cue ball from the 8.
Yeah, true.
So you can't just think about, okay, what am I going to do here? I'm going to do this. It is literally playing chess when you get into places like this. I'm going to do this, and they are probably going to do this back to me.
I think he needed to shoot at the 6 there.
Yeah, I mean, they're
ultimately
solid
he shot the
players.
right shot. Yeah,
And-
you know, and I was surprised he didn't make it, honestly.
Solid players. I thought for sure that this one was gone. Slow
He
down.
hit that a little
Slow
stiff,
your
but he did
roll.
make it.
Overcooked
Now you just
it.
got to make this ball. There's no, I don't know if there's a potential. Well, no, it looks to me like he's going to hit the point
Yeah.
and the 6 at the same time if he makes it with just following it. Oh, he hit it. Oh,
Well,
did
that
he
ain't-
scratch?
That's nope. It's going in.
Unbelievable.
Oh no!
How does that happen?
Wow.
Only in pool will that happen. Jeez. That was crazy.
All right. The Omar
He hit
with
it
ball in
thin,
hand on the 8.
made the 6, and then scratched somehow, like
Yeah.
strangely.
Well, he crushed that 11 ball.
Yeah, he was just, you know, you get a little juiced up in these teams, and it's like we're getting to the midway point.
Yeah.
Some pressure. It's close, 5-5, you know. 6-5. Okay, and on the other table, John's got a pretty workable out here.
Rock and roll.
Oh,
Elbows. So turn my desk, please.
Just-
Rock and roll and
he
elbows.
needed to put a little bit of a better stroke on that ball. He just kind of like whacked it. So,
All right. What do we got coming up here? We
so
got
John's playing Jerry. Okay.
John is playing Jerry over there, and we've got Kevin and Joe coming up here, and it'll be Joe's rack and break. This round is Team Hold My Beers breaks. So if you're wondering how that works, I don't know if you guys have talked about that at all. The first round, the home team breaks. The second round, the away team, and it's back and forth like that. So it's not like each game changing the back and forth like you do in singles or scotch. It's per round. So this whole
Yeah.
round, we're going to have Team Hold My Beer racking and breaking.
Right. Yeah, so, yeah, and then once you get down to where, in this format, 20 games have been played,
And then it goes every other.
then it alternates. Each player
Rock and roll.
will alternate breaks so that each team has within one break of each other for the whole thing. And then the team that won the flip, that's the home team, gets the final break.
Yeah. Yeah, you get that extra break because there's 5 games in that
Right.
last round. You get that extra break in that round.
So it ends up being basically exactly the same as alternate break format,
Yeah.
except for like in a team format, you're only playing 1 out of 5 games. So if you're playing on the team event, you will break every other rack that you play. Well, not much going on here. I think if he can make, I like solids here slightly better.
Yeah, the 8 goes once all those solids are gone out of that. The 2,
Yeah.
the 5, and the 7 are gone. The 8 goes in that corner.
The 6 is a little tricky.
Yeah.
The 1 is kind of in the middle, but then if you look at stripes, the 14 and the 15 are not in. It's hard. It'd be hard to imagine a good position.
Is
to
he
get
having
at
to go
those.
rail first after
I
this,
think he
too?
can hit it straight in. Oh, rail first, but he hit a good speed.
Yeah.
Does he come up with a shot?
Not
really.
No, maybe a back cut at
Not really.
best. On the and then no, the 4 doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, but this
Can we
isn't
see the
terrible.
I don't think he can see the
I
7.
really don't think that will lose you the game. I believe that it's potentially the 4 passes the 1 in the side. It looks really tight though, and it goes to where it looks like the 4 will, or the cue ball. If you shoot the 4 in the side, and you just let the cue ball roll, it hits the 10 on the left side of it, and then you scratch in the side like
Yeah, don't
a
do that.
lot. Or it might be thinner than that, and it might be going through.
Does it go through there, that 15-1?
But really what I think is a good shot here is to do what he's doing. I like that shot. You know, he's just leaving him far away. And he took away one of the balls that was his trouble ball by moving it to another spot, so it's open. Now he's got that ball is basically like a safety valve if he ends up getting down to where he's getting a spot where he can run the balls later. That 4 ball is going to end up being in a good position to help him run the balls
Yeah.
in case he has to come back out up table.
Yeah, still got that 6 ball that needs dealt with, but
Yeah.
If you can get the 3 out of there,
Yeah,
the
'cause-
6 does have access to the corner and to the side pocket.
Right, exactly. I feel like once the 3 ball, once we know what happens with the 3 ball, that will tell us the story about what's going to happen with the 6.
Yeah.
You know, the 3 is really the ball that's the key to the 6 ball. If you get on the 3, then the 6 will get moved.
All right. John has 1 down there. All right. No,
John won that game?
John Chaplin playing
Yeah.
down there, right?
Okay, 6-6. This is fun.
Yeah, this back and forth. It ain't fun when you're out there playing and you
Well-
hate the back and forth. You'd like just a little bit of breathing room, a couple of games.
I don't know about that. I think it's more fun, but it's just more stressful.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
'Cause
I
you
don't
certainly
like a
wanna win.
complete blowout. You know, that's no fun when, somebody doesn't even put up a fight. But,
Well, it's not your fault.
yeah, no, but you still, I mean, it.
If that happens,
it-
it happens.
Yeah, but it is more exciting. The game is, you're more involved in it, more invested when it's, at least a little bit close. But I like that couple of game gap.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
All right, so we got.
these balls have been moved around significantly since the beginning of the game.
Yeah, they are ugly now. Look at that, those solids. And
Yeah.
I think the 4 is blocking the 7 from being able to go in.
If he can shoot this 5 and make it, he can win on this inning. I feel he needs to use inside and go into the 14. I don't think he can cut it. That's the thing. He's going to try to go to the. That's a good shot. Well,
Uh-oh.
he needed to
came
play a
out.
little bit better control of his cue ball there.
Yeah, he just let it go, just breaking up his
Yeah.
balls. And that cue ball needed to be
Yeah.
ordered closer to the end
It's a
rail.
little bit of a weak save. I mean, stripes isn't great, but just leaving a guy where he can just go into the trouble balls with his first shot
Yeah.
is not recommended. Like if he would have hit that a little harder, he could have cleared all those balls out. He didn't dig in and get into those balls, and that makes it to where now,
Yeah, we got more work to do.
it's a little tougher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look at, like if you're stuck in a place and there's like one quadrant of the table you absolutely do not want to be in, just shoot anything that your cue ball doesn't end up there. Don't give them that breakout, especially on the first shot.
Right.
Make them work to get there.
Exactly.
And if the guy runs out, well, you shake his hand and say good game.
Yeah, and you want to challenge them to try to run the balls and incorporate some sort of a breakout into that while making those balls, rather than just
Yeah.
giving it to them on the first shot.
Yeah.
And it worked out this time, and it will a lot of the time. But if you want to really increase your win percentage in these games, doing stuff like that against a guy that's aggressive isn't going to work out all the time for you, because they're going to be aggressive at that. Like, that was not super aggressive into those balls.
Yeah.
If he would have left me that position, I would have definitely hit those balls with enough speed to hope that something good happened.
Looks like he's called
You
this
know.
5, like he's cutting the 6 into he called the 7, the 6-5-7 combination.
Yeah, he's just trying to cover up that pocket, which is
Well,
working.
things aren't.
He keeps leaving them really tight up on those strike balls.
Yeah, they're not loosening up much at all, are they? Somebody needs to break out a can of WD-40.
Yeah, this is it's messy for sure. Yeah, so Kevin's just gonna thin off this. He's gonna thin off this 15 ball. And who knows? I don't know what's gonna happen after that, but it looks like
Yeah.
he's just trying to move the 15 a little bit.
Yeah, what if you just put the 14 up there in the mess too? Just get it all involved now.
Well, he's trying to do something before he does nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate
I
doing.
think he's looking for something, and then if he doesn't find it, then he's going to do something that's like blah, generic, I think really, maybe if you just thin off the 14 or the 15 and go up table, and just leave him where all the balls are like on the kitty corner side,
Leave him doubled up on everything or
Then,
quadrupled up.
that might work out. But I hate leaving it to where it might work out. Like, I
Yeah.
really don't like doing that
No.
myself.
We don't
But
like
this is a tricky spot. You
we
know?
don't like the word try or the might or want to know for sure what's going to happen. What are they waiting on the next table for him to shoot or
Oh,
something?
Doug's surveying the scene.
He's just trying to get stuff out.
Yeah, I like that. He moved all his balls out. The 9 goes off, into that pocket. I'm pretty sure it goes.
It looks like it goes.
Oh,
There's a tiny bit of a gap
not.
between the 9 and the 7. It's even bigger than that. What it looks like on the on that overhead. That gap is, if you can see the gap, it's actually probably about twice that size.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There is a little bit. You don't get much of the fisheye distortion at this
Okay.
level any further, and it would. There is a tiniest little bit. All right, 3 ball down. They're going to come out for a shot. Get off of that ball.
This is a thin cut. Thin cut.
Yeah.
He'll make it. You shoot this ball on the side, you're gonna go right into the 12, and then your hope here is that it doesn't go down table so far that you can't. Because I really think that the 7 is wired into the corner off the 9. I think the 7 goes, and if the 7 goes, now your whole goal here is to get action on that. I really think that goes, especially because the 5 is sort of trapping it also.
Yeah, you could almost shoot it straight in if you got above it.
So if he makes this
Get
ball.
in there.
Oh, geez. Yeah, see, now that would have been a sweet spot right there because he had action to, like,
Yeah.
I think he could have gotten out. Like, you could even just shoot the.
He might have been able to just shoot the 7 from right there.
Yeah, you could shoot the 7. I was thinking you could almost shoot the 4 into the 7.
Yeah.
And then come back up table, but then you don't know what's going to happen again.
With the
You're
4.
playing for balls that are moving, and they could just get tied back up. And right now, if you were to actually have a straight-in shot on the 7, you could just draw straight back out, and then none of the balls will be moving. Yeah, see, because all these balls go.
Just
You
drift
need to
this
get,
9
you just
ball
need to get
in.
on this 14. Or is that the 15? That's the 14.
That's the 14. Yeah, just drift this ball in.
Wow, nice bump.
How's he going to get rewarded?
Yeah.
You're going to have to.
I like trying to move it. You get unfortunate with the way that it caromed off.
Yeah, well, you
He
can
would've
bank
hit
it
it.
back at him and send the cue ball 4 rails down table. The 3 rails out of this upper part of the table and into the side rail. Uh-oh, he's hit it.
Oh, that's unfortunate. He made a nice bank shot.
Yeah, he did.
And it came back around.
You're Kevin? Oh my gosh. Okay, so I've been listening to you all week. Do you ever listen to Z100 in the morning? No, I don't. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's a guy, John Jay and Rich. They do a morning show on Z100. Your voice totally reminds me of Rich Barrett.
I'll take it as a compliment.
No, it's totally as I'm like, oh my gosh. I totally think that's Rich Barrett. And then we're like, this is Kevin
Get the score right. Sherry.
Sherry, the husband and wife team. Yes, it's been a pleasure listening to you guys. You have a great radio.
Kevin's got a face for radio and a voice for TV. No. Wait a minute.
Ouch. That's the one that's married to him. Like
Yeah.
one. That was a good one. Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, somebody just came by and said, "Oh, you sound exactly like the guy from Z100."
Yeah.
Which you got to assume is a compliment because they get paid to talk.
Yeah.
I mean, and she was complimentary for sure.
I've always liked his voice.
Yeah, it's pretty soothing and relaxed.
Yeah.
Shooting the 4 so he doesn't get in
Go.
trouble later.
Rolling it in. Yeah,
That's a
move-
good bump. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a nice bump on the
that was
8.
a good shot. You shot the shot that really had the most potential to get in trouble. Now the balls are manageable.
Yeah, so many people don't do. I see that a lot, especially with the amateurs because we are amateurs. That they get perfect on that trouble ball, but they don't want to shoot it for some reason, or they just don't see that they're perfect on it. or it's tying up their opponent's ball. So they just leave it there till the end because, well, I'm going to keep control of that. Well, now you're playing not to lose instead of to win.
Right. Yeah, and you always want to play to win. It's the less you leave up to your opponent, the better. You want to dictate. I feel like, especially at a higher level, you never want to allow your opponent to be able to dictate anything. You
Yeah.
want to always have everything locked up if possible. Make it as tough for them as you can possibly make it. And the best way to do that is by not letting him ever shoot. Ooh, he miscued, but he made it and he stayed on the table and he has a reasonable shot. That was a little bit scary.
All right, who was just shooting down there? I think John. No,
I didn't
John
get to
wasn't.
see who won that game.
Hold My Beer won that game.
Okay. So that means Doug M won that game. Doug was shooting on that table. And he made it.
Yeah.
Did not scratch just now.
All right, so
Okay, so now it's 8-6.
that's another one for Hold My Beer.
Hold my beer.
Got Joe.
I think. Ooh. I could be wrong. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Kevin, because Kevin was playing that table. Right? Yeah. Wow. Well.
So we're going to have
We've extended the lead to 2.
Bill from Hold My Beer racking against Bobby from Team Tioga
And then we got John Chaplin on this table
versus Omar.
versus Omar. It's interesting, and it's just totally random, but Omar's been on this table twice out of his 3 racks.
Yeah.
Or actually, this will be 3 times. Was it 3 times?
3 out of his 4.
3 out of his 4. And then I think there's a player. Doug hasn't been on this table at all.
Yeah, nope.
It's just funny how that happens where you have 2 tables going and you just end up never on the table that's on the stream.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have
Yeah.
the secondary stream, so I guess you are technically, but
Yeah, because we have that one running just on the bonus coverage. And if you guys want to watch that other, you weren't here earlier, if you want to watch that other table, you've got 2 devices that you can watch on. Our bonus coverage is streaming out in the big picture, the table 10. This is table 9 that you're watching in the big picture here. So that little picture-in-picture is full screen on the bonus coverage.
yeah, but there's no commentary on that,
That's correct.
which, yeah, it's still fun to watch. I enjoy watching myself play every time I can. I think it's one of the best tools to improve your game is to watch yourself play.
Yeah.
And in a situation where you have commentary that they're actually paying attention to what you're doing and talking about what you're doing, then that's really helpful too.
Yeah.
And I've always liked, it's always nice when you have somebody that's well versed in the game, trying to explain what it looks like you're doing,
Yeah.
or giving their own insight into the way the rack is. And it's obviously it's not perfect because we don't have the great view.
Yeah, we don't
It's
have
a
the
good view,
exact
but it's
angle.
not perfect,
Yeah.
and pool is a game of millimeters.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody, it's a game of inches. No, millimeters.
Yeah, it's
Fractions of millimeter. A 16th of an inch makes a difference of an angle so huge in this game.
Yeah.
that-
Yeah, if you're shooting a ball all the way down the rail, you don't have a 16th of an inch of variance. You have to hit it exactly pretty
Yeah.
much right where you need to
Yeah.
make it. Otherwise, it will not go.
And, not
and
getting
that's-
that angle or the
yeah.
cut or,
Exactly.
that cue ball not rolling over that extra little bit makes a difference. And
Okay, so I feel like it's open. You went for a cut in the side and missed or something like that, and the balls have gotten terrible, just like that.
yeah, there's still 14 balls out there. Yeah,
No, I
they
think you can play. What I like here, if it's doable, although it looks like the 2's a little close to the rails, you could play that 14 off the back of the 2 and take stripes here. But now, I still like stripes here. You can shoot the 8, or excuse me, not the 8,
yeah, shoot the 8.
Blech.
No, don't do
the
that.
10. Shoot the 10, and then you can get on that 9 ball.
Yeah,
Really, as long as you can get an angle,
to play.
you can get short side on the 14. I don't know if that's what they're going to want to do. I don't think you need to break those balls out.
No, you don't. And
And
if
solid is
something
not
goes,
good.
you don't run into it.
The way the solid the balls are, they're not positioned well. Unless the 2 goes off the 9. If the 2 goes off the 9, then there's absolutely nothing wrong with solids here. In fact, solids would be better. It just looks to me like the 2 goes into the point and doesn't go in. Yeah, he's going to shoot the 10.
Yeah,
And
try and just stop right there.
Yeah, just hit it softly. Whoa,
Oh, he went forward with it. He was going to try
that's
and get the
interesting.
combination. So,
Yeah, which is fine, but man, you got to make the ball.
all right.
That was trying too hard to get to the combination.
Yeah, trying to do too much, too, probably.
Yeah, now it's like you just float this as soft as you can. Just barely make it.
Oh, my goodness.
Because you don't necessarily want that to happen.
Now you got 2 balls in
See, because
trouble.
I was thinking if you hit it softly and you leave the ball in the hole, then you can pile drive at it and come up table and really just wreck them. Using a ball that's kind of like screwed up on another ball to try to move that into a cluster, because the two didn't want to go towards those balls the way it was set up. It went into the point, and when it touches the point, it loses a lot of energy. So you're just not getting that power into the rack that you need.
Yeah, now everything is really
Actually,
ugly.
you know what? If he's striped here, right?
Yeah.
See, he can actually carom off the 14
And make the 11.
and make the 11. I think the 111 is wired. Looks like on the monitor.
Draw off of it to it.
Yeah, it's a tough shot, but it's there, I think. I'm not sure that the 12 can get cut in the side, or if it goes off another ball, or if it goes past that into the corner. It looks like it goes in the corner the way he's lining it up, but I still feel like that 14 111 situation is the best chance there to get out.
Well, yeah, you get the 14 out of there. You move the 11 ball. The 12 ball
Looks like he's going to try to swing around.
Come up and
just blast into him. Or just trickle onto the top of it.
Yeah.
And leave it not makeable. That's
trying to loosen things up a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah, I don't know. The way that he was tree-topped over the 12 ball, I don't know if the shot that I liked was there. I mean, if there was a chance at it, though, I think it would have been worth it to shoot it. Since it seemed like he wanted to go for it, I was trying to give him away.
Yeah, yeah, well, and it
trying to create for you.
I like explaining to not just, oh, I think they're going to do this or I think they're going to do that. You know, it's like, oh, they could do this or this, but, you know, I'm going to do this, you know, if I was out there.
Right.
Just because if you did the other, this could go wrong. Or, you know, and pointing out the pros and cons of the different sides of it.
Yeah. Yeah, like that. I think one of the main reasons why he didn't get out right there is because he tried to break those balls out, but the way that he had to shoot it to make the combination didn't really lend itself to exposing his balls.
Yeah.
And you know, because he was moving a ball.
Yeah.
The way that the ball wanted to go, he just wasn't getting power into the balls that he wanted to move. I think if he floated that ball, he could have used that ball.
Yeah.
The ball that ended up kind of in the jaws, and you could have gotten some good power into those balls and moved them.
Well,
Plus, there would have been one less ball that you'd have to uncover because you have one more in the hole.
Yeah, and you know, if you really like 8-ball, something that, you know, pick up playing straight pull, 14-1, whatever you want to call it, continuous, because that teaches you how balls react off of each other.
Exactly.
How, you know, are you going to lose the power or not? Are you going to, you know, how are they going to break open? And I mean, you don't have to be playing it. Just if you've never seen how it's done, you rack to start with, like the way John does it. You rack 14 balls without the head ball. You put the breakout ball, and then the cue ball.
Right.
And, you know,
that's a good way.
And practice like that, learning how balls move off of each other.
Yeah, this is an interesting spot. I wish, you know, this is one of those spots where the angle. I know that Omar's solids, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to try to get out right now because he doesn't really have anything to get underneath. But I feel like there's a chance, although it doesn't look great from the side view or the front view, that you could shoot the 14 into the side of the 1, and have it trickle down. You might at least be able to make it trade places with the 2.
Well, could you possibly make the 14 off of the inside of the 1?
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or even if the 11 would be even better. Wow, that's a good shot.
Yeah.
Sort of gave him a chance. Now he can shoot the 11
and either break out the 14 or shoot the 12 to come up for the 11 here.
Well, if you can get relatively straight in on the 11 on one side or the other, you're going to have a shot because you can use high ball with inside if you're a little wide, or you can just float it and then get short side position if you get a little bit on the other side of it. You know, like this. Like this is exactly where you want to
be. That's really nice.
Because now you can go right into it with some speed, and as long as it doesn't double kiss and trap you there, you're going to be good. And actually, I think you really want to hit the bottom of the 14 and then full into the 2.
Yeah.
So that you can shoot it short side, and you don't want to blast him. You just want to rub the 14 a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like he's actually going to come to, yeah.
Yeah, if he's
In
hitting it this
between 'em.
way, this one you're going to use a little bit more power, but it's tricky because you don't know exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, a double
And
kiss.
then you get the double kiss. He
and
hit it
got
and ended up
trapped.
hitting
Yeah.
it full.
That's why it would have been beneficial to actually try to hit the 2 ball.
Yeah.
And just leave that ball where it is and just try to get that short side position.
Just going to thin off the 14 and put the cue ball back in up on bottom to 2.
Nice shot. Nice shot. Although,
That's 5 balls right there in front of the
yeah,
side
he's opened
pocket.
it up, and then I don't think the 14 passes, so he's in.
Yeah, he's in
Yeah,
a
if he
little
makes
bit of
the
a
if he
predicament now.
shoots the 5 ball, Omar shoots the 5 here and makes it in the side. Omar can run all the balls. He may end up playing safe. I mean, you could elect to play safe here, and that would be nothing wrong with that because. Oh, is this? I didn't see. Oh, I missed it over again.
Oh.
I didn't
don't
see
know
who
who
won that
won
other
over there.
game. That one went fast.
Yeah. Sorry, Kevin's got it.
Yeah, see, this is a good safety. This is the one I like. If you would have hit it harder. He didn't hit it super hard because he didn't want to maybe scratch, and I get that.
Or tie up his balls over there.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and actually it's not harmful. It's not super harmful here to leave him a shot at it. If he goes for it, he has to bank. And although he did almost make it, it looked really tough to me because of the 2 is kind of blocking the pathway.
Yeah. Well, now he's put
Well,
Omar into a do or die situation here now.
yeah.
With all of those solids that are still out there. Yeah, he does have some options, but you got to run him here with that 14 just hanging in the jaws.
Yeah, now you got to try to get out because I don't think you can try to. There's no legitimate safety here. You'd have to really get into a weird spot to be able to play safe and get away with it.
And I like just stopping
You
this
know what I
and,
mean?
and getting rid of the 3 next.
That's not bad. He
Yeah.
might have been playing for. He's probably playing for the 3. Now I think he ended up on the 1.
And he's going to have to shoot this 1 ball here, and that's okay.
You know, in these spots, there's nothing wrong with taking what's there. People are like, oh, there's 5 balls on the table. I need to run them in a certain order, and if I don't do that, then I failed. That's not really how it works. You know, certain balls just, they don't lay up nice or, relative to other balls, and it's just tough to get on them. And you know what? There's another pattern that's there.
Yeah,
You don't have to shoot them in order.
Yeah, and getting rid of the 3, or like he didn't land on the 3, so now he's got the 1. It's getting rid of one of those 2 so that the other has,
Right. There's
more opportunity.
pathways, yeah. Yeah, there's no reason why shooting the 1 here. I mean, you got to shoot the ball you're going to make here. Once you get down to where there's 1 or 2 balls left, now you just got to start really pinning your pattern like super tight, especially when they're open like this. When they're open, I feel like you can close your eyes, shoot 3 balls, and then open them and see where the last 3 balls are at, and then go from there. So he's going to shoot a jump shot here.
Yeah, he was protecting the cue ball there more than anything, I think. And
yeah, so John's looking at this 1 rail kick. It's out from the hole a little bit, but with that being said, that's nice because the 8 ball is sort of like in a spot where he needs to travel around the table to get at it.
Yeah.
But I don't mind. I like the jump shot here because he's got the angle to cut it to the right.
Uh-huh.
If he hits it and makes it, the cue ball will naturally float down table. And then really optimally, you'd like to get that shot and shoot the 8 past the 4.
Yeah, absolutely.
In that corner because it doesn't pass the 1. And if you overroll that, then you always have the side pocket shot also. So really that line that is created by the jump shot is a good line. Now the line that he's looking at here,
I don't like
you're going into a zone where you don't have a shot until you get to the 8, and that makes it difficult. And that.
What do you think about spinning rail? Can he spin from the end rail into it or off of the side rail?
That's probably a better way to shoot it if it's doable. I don't know that that's an
I don't
easier
like going
shot,
to the
though.
side rail though for it. I like going to the end rail.
He's looking at the side rail, but I don't like the way that the cue ball travels.
Yeah,
right?
the cue ball's going towards where you would have to be looking at shooting the 8 by the 1, and it doesn't go.
I think shooting it like to the end rail first is much more difficult.
Yeah,
based
so
on the
I
way
like
that the cue ball.
the jump shot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's
He didn't make
completely
it.
missed it.
I wonder if he considered the jump. It wasn't, the 3 wasn't so far from the cue ball that it was that tough of a jump if you can get the cue off the ground. You know what I mean? If you can get it off the ground,
Yeah.
you're supposed to be able to make. That's the jump shot that I will always shoot because it's there. And I know how to get the cue ball to go over a ball, but I just can't. You know, I don't have so much control that I'm like, okay, I'm going to be able to get it over a ball that's 3 inches in front of the cue ball. But that was like a foot.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I can get the cue ball to go to like tables across the room. I just can't keep it on the table, you know. So now he's just, well, what do you do here? I think I don't like shooting. I like shooting probably the 2 ball and coming back around.
Yeah, if I'm going to take
This
these
is
balls
fine.
on the end of the table
This
first.
is fine.
Yeah.
You don't need, it doesn't even matter almost. You know, whatever you like, whatever your skill set is, tells you to do, you should do here.
Yeah, whatever your personal
Yeah.
preference is when everything's out in the open.
Yeah, because, you know, just don't get frozen to the back of the 8 and you're okay. That's really it, you know.
Yeah.
Ouch.
And make the ball.
He's really
wow.
second guessing himself.
Omar's struggling. I think he wants to be off of this table and play on the other one.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't come up with something there. He just shot it,
Yep.
you know, and he was probably thinking, oh, maybe I should float for the 4. Maybe I should go behind the 8 and go play for the 2.
Oh, he's drawn out of here. I like just following forward with that one there.
I agree. I don't think the 2 was in play there.
Yeah, no.
I think he could have easily gone between the 2nd and 3rd diamond on the side rail and come right at the 8.
Now he's got himself a little bit of
Yeah,
a
this is
tester here,
tricky.
and he's got to snatch his rock to the side rail probably.
Yeah. I think these guys are like in a spot where they could all use a little bit of a break.
Yeah. Well, and so, you
It's
know,
kinda
you don't
snowballing
get
on
one.
them.
Even if, you know, you have to sit here and wait for your table to open,
That was a nice
everybody
shot.
can't leave. Drills it.
That was a nice shot.
All right, getting one back for
Wow.
Team Tioga.
Well, that was one of those really started wanting to pull ahead and then just didn't do it. So it's 9-7. It's close.
Yeah, we're getting there. A few more games and somebody will be on the hill. So we've got Kevin and Jerry on the other table. That's going to bring up Steve breaking over here for Team Tioga against Joe of Hold My Beer. I should have known somebody was going to use that team name this year.
I know. It's just huge.
We want somebody to use the Eat Will Kill as their team name from Forged in Fire.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's kind of like a reality competition show where they actually have 4 hours to make a knife.
Oh,
and
really?
they test it out at the end of it. And
I think I've seen that actually or heard of that.
Yeah, I don't know if he's Japanese or whatever. When he tests the play, he says, "Eat will kill."
Wow. That's funny. Maybe next year.
Yeah, it's like, man, we got to talk somebody into naming their team that, and you have to spell it out EAT, so that we can say it properly. Not "it will kill"
Wouldn't it be EET?
or whatever.
EET?
Eat
I don't
will
know.
kill. You know, it's got to be KEEL.
Yeah. The team names is like the funnest part of the entire thing almost.
Yeah.
Is coming with the best team name.
Yeah, they come up with some. You know, I stole one that I saw from somebody else. I had seen a team. It's what would Efren do?
Yeah.
And I stole that from somebody because I saw it on a thing once.
I almost bought that T-shirt, but I didn't. But it's classic.
Yeah.
I mean, if you put yourself in that mindset on every shot, you're going to be okay. You know. I mean, as long as you practice those shots, I guess, because Efren's skill set is insanely wider than anyone else that I can think of.
Yeah.
And that's why he's so good.
He's my hero.
Yeah, he
my
plays so
idol.
many games world class. I mean, games that you've never even heard of, he can make money at, you know.
I hear he likes, it backgammon? Did he play
he's an awesome chess player.
chess? Yeah, maybe it was.
I don't know about backgammon. I'm sure he knows how to play that game also because
No.
it's a gambling game.
Yeah.
I mean, backgammon is one of the biggest gambling games that there is.
Well, you go to Derby,
Um,
and they're set up in the entryway to the pool room out there playing chess, playing checkers, playing backgammon, all kinds of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And when you get over into that part of the world, the Philippines, over into Asia and stuff like that, it's huge over there.
Yeah, the thing is too, it's amazing. Like America is kind of like turned into like a tournament pool, but a lot of the other countries where people come up in pool, there's so many different gambling games and variations of games that you'll never see here. And there's a lot of great American players. Don't get me wrong, but it's amazing like how many games you're limited to when you live here that are just because there's so many more games that people play for big money and that are really good at that you'd be like, wow, that's kind of weird.
And Steve got a little fortunate there that 6 ball, when it came up and kicked that
yeah.
cue ball out, that it hung. Otherwise, he was looking at playing safe.
Yeah.
And I hate having to play safe on an open table when you make a ball or,
Well, I don't know, did he use the second ball break there?
I didn't see where he broke from. I wasn't paying
I feel like the
attention
way
to
the
that.
spread is, it looks like a second ball break to me.
Yeah, the 8 ball's
The
going
8 ball's
towards,
floating towards the side.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. Like, one of the reasons why I don't like to use a second ball break is because you can get trapped under the rack like that. And then if nothing ends up on the end rail or close to the side or something covers you like that, then I'm not saying you're done, but it's not fun.
No.
You're at a disadvantage right here. If you have to take solids and the solid balls are all messed up, but you got no other shot, what do you do?
Yeah, no, and it's the 8 ball doesn't count on the break. I mean, yeah, if it goes, you get to spot it back up and you get to keep shooting. So why not go with that head ball break? Control your cue ball better.
Yeah.
Out to the draw. Either straight up in the air or backwards to the middle of the table.
Right.
So that you have a whole lot more option.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you can't win the game making that 8 in the break.
Right. Exactly. I mean, it's good for other leagues, but not this one.
Yeah. All right, looks like he's going to cut. He's called the cut on the 7.
Yeah, 7 ball here. I mean, I think he's actually gotten himself. The balls are wide open for the most part. So as long as he navigates and doesn't do anything crazy, he's got a good chance. Oh, he just hit it too wide.
Oh, I thought I turned away. I thought it was gone.
It looked like he was going for a second, but yeah, it just tracked towards that point and just didn't go.
All right. Team Tioga getting one back.
Yep.
It was
definitely.
Kevin over there, right?
Yep, Kevin just won that game. Nine to 8.
And that's going to bring Bobby breaking against Doug. This is why these
I think Doug's back over on the back 40 again. He's he's living on that table today.
He'll get over here one day. He needs to behave, and then we can bring him out here in front of everybody. So I think I like shooting this 10 here. You can go from the 10. You kind of have to, but he could shoot the 12. Go from the 10. I want to shoot the 9. I want to get maybe the 12 and then the 9.
Yeah, I like getting rid of the 12 because that'll open up a lot of room. And it's easy. Those balls.
I don't like
it's
going
easy to get on the wrong side of the ball when the ball's close to the middle of the table and end up having to run into traffic, and you just don't want to do that.
They're the hardest ones to play shape on because I mean they really don't have a designated hole.
Yeah, I like shooting the 11 here and then floating to it's straight in on the 12 if you can, just like that. He's a little bit too far, but not too far. He's on the right side of the ball because now he can use draw, shoot the 14, and come down for the 9. You'd like to be straight in, ideally.
Oh, get out of the game 4. And we got an aisle through here to shoot this 9 ball still. There may be an alley here, and Steve really needs there to be an alley here to shoot this. Or no, that's not Steve.
Did he draw? I didn't see it. Sorry, I got distracted by somebody.
He ran into the 4, and it covered up the 15.
That's a little bit of a rough roll.
But he got, get up there, get up there,
He needs to
get all the way up
go.
there.
You think on that shot that he was trying to hit it softly?
And
I don't think he was. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
think
well,
that's what
and
happened.
it did hit. It did cut to the very right-hand side of the hole,
Yeah,
so he
and
hit
that's
it a
all you
little
had to
bit
do.
thin. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing if you hit that ball full or into the heart of the pocket where you're aiming. Then the speed's perfect, and
Yeah.
instead you overcut it just a little bit. Now it's like an extra 2 feet, and that's no good.
Yeah. No.
It's brutal. Like
And that hitting it that little bit fuller, that when it's that close to the pocket, it checks up a little bit off that rail.
exactly. Yeah, because that full hit, you'd be surprised how
Yeah.
much more it absorbs.
This is nice
Oh,
hit.
had
Oh,
a
nice
chance.
effort.
That had a chance. Yeah, once my shot making got a lot better, that helped my speed control. Once I started paying attention to what part of the pocket I was hitting, before then it was hit and miss. You make the ball, but your shape is off. When your shape is on, for me, it's more a factor of because I'm really hitting the part of the pocket that I want to hit.
Yeah.
And then I really have a better feel for what kind of energy is going into the rail or staying in the cue ball.
That's a huge difference between
Man.
pro players and amateurs. Is the pro is picking what side of the pocket he knows exactly where in that pocket he's hitting it to give him the angle or take away the angle and things. And amateur players don't. A lot of them don't recognize that they can hit anywhere, but then just at the pocket, right?
Just sold out, and then he just gave it right back.
Man, the struggle is
like
real,
that
folks.
was just like a golden opportunity to just.
What a gift.
Man,
Gift
this match
and a
is so
regift.
tight, and it could have gone either way, really. But now I feel like the last few games, Hold My Beer has basically a couple games where they should have won and didn't win. I mean, I'm never saying you should have won, but you know what I mean? It's like there were some really good opportunities.
You got to make them pay for that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And he didn't pay. Like that one, he almost ran out all the way, and then he just let him out, and then now he's letting him out again.
It's the only time a regift is acceptable.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, maybe not accept, you don't like it when you regift something back out like that, but it's
Hopefully you learn something,
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things that helped me too is when I realized, it's like when the free ones are there, you need to get them, and that was a kind of a free one.
Yeah, it was.
And that's it may not end up being the difference in the set, but emotionally at the end of the day, it's huge for your team and for yourself if you get all those free ones. You don't have to win the tough ones and the moving games and the ones where you're in a bad spot, but when the balls are just chilling out there, especially one or two balls. Those are the ones that at the end of the day, you're really going to be sick about.
Yeah, well,
and you got to kind
it
of
comes
see
down
that coming.
to hill. If it comes down to hill and you go, man, and you lose it,
yeah,
you're like, if I just made that ball, it would have been flip flop the other way, right?
Right. I mean, they'd be up. In this spot right here, if he had made that ball, it'd be tied up. And now, although this is a little tricky, so you never know. But he's looking like he can still get out here and make it 10-8 instead of it being 9-9.
He's kind of tree-topped over this 8-ball a little bit. And kind
or
of
that would have made it 10-8 because
yeah.
Yeah, because this is Steve, huh?
This is Steve at the table here.
Yeah, okay, I got confused for a second. But either way, those are huge games that you'd like to just cinch it, get the win, take a little break.
Yeah, this is a cue
Less
ball.
drama.
Cue ball's going the wrong way here. He's pretty straight in here. The cue ball's going towards the rail when he would
you
like
almost
for
have to shoot the one here because the way that the balls are lined up, it's almost.
Well, he could make the 5. The 1 is a really, really tough shot if he could even see it to attempt to make it. So roll the 5 in.
Yeah,
and then
he doesn't have a full pocket. I thought he could see the whole 1 and cut it to the left, but yeah, you can't at all.
Yeah,
so this is a little bit of a rough spot, but
yeah, you shoot the 5 and
he could actually still play safe here. You can just like bank the 1 kind of towards the 14 and then just slide over down to the end rail, or even just hook him behind the 9.
Yeah, Chris Lawson says just take your medicine on this one here. You kind of have to. You just got to say, okay, I got a little bit messed up, and I got to I regroup, pull the troops back and regroup, and come back with another plan.
Well, see, this is definitely. I like how he's taking his time here before he does anything. See, because he almost went for it. Now he's deciding to play
Yep.
safe. I like the thought process. I don't care if he was supposed to play safe or go for it. The fact that he just kind of like was going with his gut and then he decided, you know what? I don't have to do that. I'm going to do this instead was nice to see.
Get off of it.
You know, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
It didn't work out so well but I feel like there's zero chance that he's not going to shoot again.
Yeah,
And that's always a good thing.
Oh yeah, no, you're gonna be probably be kicking at something or a tough bank on the 4. I like just a soft kick into the, off of the rail.
This,
the
if he
14.
kicks at this, there's a lot of good things that can happen for Steve here. You could potentially just uncover the whole ball.
He's hit that
He's
nice.
not hitting his shot like he hit it really nice, but he can't win. If
No,
Steve
you're not
doesn't
gonna
make
win
a
with
good
that,
hit
yeah.
there, so Steve can just hang out for a little while and wait for a little better spot here. As long as he doesn't scratch and leave,
Yeah, you can even
and
bank
leave Joe
just-
for like a spot where Joe can get behind the 14 and then just
Yeah.
move the balls away from each other.
I like banking
gonna
the
be
5
good.
over to the other side rail. I
This
don't
is a
want to
good
go
shot.
for it.
I like this.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? Do it again.
Yep.
Kick it again.
Well,
I want to see how this
Can
rolls
he
out.
see right at it this time?
I don't think so. I
To
feel
thin
like
it?
the speed was good there.
Yeah.
It's dangerous because if he thins it and hits the one first, it's over. The balls are going to separate.
Well, and it doesn't look like he has the rail first. Is that 8 ball in the path? to
It looks
going-
like it is. He might have to like twist it, in which case he's going to have to use speed. And
Yeah.
that's going to be dangerous. Anytime you're going to have to use speed on this balls they want to separate when they're that close together.
We don't allow cuss words.
Yeah, well, thank you. I'm surprised that I've been good this whole time. I don't know how.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
he could see it straight in, huh?
Yeah.
I think the cut's not there. I don't know. What do you like here?
What if you kick? What he's looking at here, he's looking at kicking at the 1. I'm not a big fan of kicking at something when you can see 2 balls, but you're a whole lot less likely to sell something out here. I mean, you're going to sell at a bank shot at anything.
Yeah. I mean, and he might not be really skilled at just like aiming sort of towards the 1
Yeah.
and just hitting it softly and trying to leave it there, because that bank shot is not super easy.
Yeah, and I don't want to. Oh no,
Yeah, he hit
he's.
the point.
Oh wow, that's ball in hand.
He hit the point there.
Yeah. Yeah, I was saying, I don't want to.
It
Getting
seemed
ready to
like
say I
that
didn't
was-
want to hit this easy because I don't want that ball ended up in the middle of the end rail.
Exactly.
So you had to hit it with a little bit of speed. And maybe he should have just jacked up on it and popped the 1 over to the other side rail or something. But then it's so easy to play safe behind the 14. That was a tough spot.
Yeah, that was very, very tricky. Okay, right now on the other table, Bobby has 2 balls in the 8, and he's looking pretty confident.
Oh, no, yeah, don't move that ball back. If you move a ball, do
Yeah,
not
that's a-
grab it and move it back. That is a foul. That is your opponent's option of putting it back or not.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes they'll just tell you to go ahead and put it back. Actually,
Right.
a lot of times they're not going to come out to the table and replace it themselves, but you absolutely must ask your opponent. He almost
Oh.
grabbed that ball there.
Yeah, he had an instinct to put it back, which is,
Oh, no.
wow. Yeah, this is getting kind of brutal.
Yeah, things,
Like,
it's,
what you'd think was supposed to happen hasn't happened, and it's been like multiple times in one game here.
yeah, no, it's,
These guys
things
are
just
definitely
rough.
stressing out, which is part of the fun. I think if you look back at this and you see how you're playing, you're like, damn, I wish I was a little bit less sweaty right now. I think I would have been better off. And I was like, well, you sort of like get yourself into that stressful situation.
Yeah.
And it's your job to sort of get yourself out of it,
Well, and
It's like
some
people say that, you thrive on pressure. I'm like, well, I don't thrive on pressure, but I know how to make it so that pressure doesn't make me play bad.
Yeah, no,
You
and
know?
it's a little bit too much pressure. All right.
Okay,
Team,
Bobby
9.
lost that game. So that means that Hold My Beer won that game.
Oh, Hold My Beer won that
Mhm.
game. Never mind.
Yeah, Bobby missed, and then
Yep.
the other player made them one ball, and then they ate. I don't know.
So that was Doug. He was playing Doug over
Was he?
there. Yep.
So it's 10-8. Oh, 11-8. No, it's
10. Or you missing a game here in the middle. 10-8.
oh, okay. Oh, you marked the score, and I didn't notice.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yep.
And Steve's, geez, I really hope.
Oh, I'd have just
He gets
pulled
that.
that back like an inch or two. He's going to end up perfect here, pretty much. Well, pretty perfect.
Could have played for the side there.
Yeah.
Like with I mean, that's not the side pocket shot that I'm going to try to go for, but really,
It's
through
almost
all
they're
of this,
putting too
I
much
like
pressure on
how I
themselves.
feel like he's really trying hard to do the right thing, and I like that. He played a couple of really good safeties, and really was it down the stretch execution is really what cost him.
Yeah.
And he might end up getting away with it, but I like the thought process here that he's been showing, and that's nice to see. And maybe the situation, the fact that there's literally like 40 people watching this game.
Yeah, well, we have
I mean,
we have a
there's
teammate
so
that,
many people standing around watching these people play pool.
yeah, we have a teammate, one of our leagues that he put so much pressure on playing perfect on himself
made it.
that he just,
All right.
he ends up making
10-9.
silly mistakes on the way to the run out.
Right. Yeah, and it's like, I guess you or I, we've been in a lot of these, situations where you've been on the stream multiple times and all that. And like some of these guys may never have been on television playing pool, or, there might only be 300 people watching this match, but that's still 300 people.
Yeah.
That's a lot if you think about it.
Yep.
So it's kind of cool on one side to get that experience, and having people like you and
Yeah.
I are definitely watching what they're doing and we're commentating on it. That can be extra pressure that
Yeah.
you put on yourself,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and it's you get into that groove where you're forgetting to have fun. You're just going through the motions out there trying
Right.
to win, and you're forgetting to have fun. And when you do that, things start to tensen up. You're probably
Yeah.
not breathing properly, so now your muscle, you're getting the
Yeah, your vision goes,
Yep.
you get tight,
yeah.
you wonder why you can't think.
Yep.
It's
And a lot of that comes down to strictly just not breathing right. It's crazy, but it's the truth.
yeah, people don't understand. It's like, the most important thing that there is to keep you alive is the oxygen in the air. And in order to get that, you need to breathe. I mean, you can only go 3 minutes without brain damage, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like it, and you start losing it way before that.
Well, and you got
I
to
think I guess the rack, it looked a little twisted,
Yeah.
but it looks fine from the other view.
the
So Omar's back on the stream.
Hey, Omar. The smallest blood vessels in your body are found in your eyes. When you stop breathing, those blood vessels start to constrict. So if the edges of the balls are starting to go blurry and stuff, it's because you're holding your breath when you're shooting. And
Exactly.
there's so many little tricks like that with understanding how the body works that a lot of people don't get into that side of pool. Keeping your toes relaxed, it's harder to jump up. Your pinky not being locked around your cue stick. Once you've locked your pinky on, your wrist has already started to turn.
Right.
And so that's why you'll see a lot of people leave that pinky out relaxed so that they're less likely to turn their wrist.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's interesting how it takes so much energy to develop a lot of these little tools, like just knowing that and then actually learning how to employ it and then actually using it in a pressure situation. They're like, it's 3 levels of the same skill,
Yeah.
Like you have no knowledge of it, then all of a sudden you have knowledge of it, but you don't understand how to apply it. Then starting to apply it, and then applying it when it matters. It's you have to really, really work at it.
Yeah, I can't believe
Okay,
what.
so Omar's made the strike ball in the side, and if it looks like he's got a little bit of a tough out here with the 10 ball. I don't know if he's going to be offensive here. I feel like you can roll down. If you get to the 13 the right way, you can roll down and bank the 10. That might be the easiest way to get at it. I don't really think that you want to try to get short side on this ball. And it's a pretty routine bank from there.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But definitely Solids is a better group here, I think.
Yeah, but he's already shot a stripe, so.
Right. I mean, he had some sort of a plan. I mean, really, if you can, like, the solids are so nice because you can use that 1 to pocket the 6, and then that gets you on the 3 and the 7. You know what I mean? But stripes is a little tougher because you have to get underneath to that 10 ball.
He was going for the cut on the 15. And
right. Yeah, so now you can shoot the 4 withdrawal, come across, and get on the 7 or the 3. And if you don't get on them, then you have the 6 ball or the 1 ball or the 5 ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
got
like,
all
wow,
kinds of
how many
swings at it.
Yeah, and there's nothing blocking the 8 to any hole. So it's like you just have to get on the 8 on any direction and you're good. So, yeah, the only thing is he's a little tree-topped over that 1 ball, but it's not that bad.
He was having to bridge. He didn't look comfortable there.
Right.
With the way his arm was having to lay.
Yeah, but he still hasn't really gave up anything. Now the 10's even more difficult.
Yep.
You know, had he made that ball, he'd be in a really good spot here, and even missing it, he's not really that bad. I don't know.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, I don't know what Momar's going to do here. I don't know how you get. The key to this whole thing for him is figuring out how the 10 ball is gonna do whatever it needs to do.
And
You know, and then he's in a tough spot here.
well,
I'd really feel a lot of pressure right here.
his back cutting his 14, and his hand was kind of in a funny spot with
Yeah.
the way he was having to bridge there with everything else in the way.
Yeah, see, now you can just shoot the 4, float down for the 3, and then all the balls are open again. I mean, that's how. It doesn't even matter what Omar does here almost. It's like you're just in a bad spot. You know, as long as. Yeah, that was wild. I'm not sure why he went.
Wow.
That was basically like going crazy.
Well, and I don't think he can see the 5.
He can just roll and
Roll
then
in on
leave
there.
it tucked in
Yep.
underneath those balls. But I guess I think he was trying to get to a spot where he could shoot and bump the 3 out. He was worried about the 3. I think without realizing if he could have shot, you know, the 1 softly and then just ended up on it.
All right, I need someone from Sick 'em on a Chicken to turn in the other part of your score sheet.
Stick him on a chicken.
I need
What?
a person to fill out all the names.
I know. See, the names. You got.
I don't even understand that. Yeah, they come up with some wild ones. Well, so he's kicking at this. That ball could be. Oh, it could have been in.
Yeah, it had a chance to go off the side of the 4. If he just hit it harder, he needed a little bit more oomph.
There's a bet for you. Pull a shaft out of the garbage can and play me with it for $100.
Well, I'm not going to brag, but I did beat somebody left-handed this week, and I'm not lefty. But
No.
he had been. Well, we had both been drinking. I think that's how the game ended up happening.
Did you see the lady who was playing one-handed?
No. Did
She
that
was-
happen?
She was, yeah, it was during yesterday, I think. May have been the day before, but she was tucking her left hand in her pocket. I mean, she was playing in an event
That's
and
wild.
shooting one and firing them in the hole.
Well, we can try some. I'll play her some. I'll get her in the middle of the table where she's got to jack up.
Yeah.
see what happens.
Yeah, it was crazy. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Man,
Gosh, is it?
just keeps not leaving himself in good positions here. He's gotten down to where he's got very few balls left.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bank this 4 ball because I can't see the 3. Now, if you bank the 4, you can come out hopefully.
You got to
for
bank the 4 here,
yeah.
I think. I don't see. I mean, it's so trapped in there, and he made that other bank, and he just got unlucky and overrolled and scratched. So I believe that he's got a confident banking game here. Of course, he missed it. I feel like that's the announcer's jinx. Is that what you call it?
Commentator's jinx.
Commentator's jinx.
Yep. No, we found out it is so potent that you can do it from the future. Doing our Derby City stuff, and we say, "Oh, it looks good here," and this stuff was recorded weeks ago, and sure enough, bobble bobble.
Oh wow, yeah.
It's so that it works from the future, or into the past. It goes back into the past.
Yeah. Okay. So on the other table, Rick is shooting the 8.
Come on, Rick.
He's down on the 8. Bill actually played like a 2-way shot, and it just worked out really nice for Rick. Bill actually made Rick's ball and left him on the ball.
Yeah.
If he hadn't done that, he would have been in a good spot. He just hit it. Just that way you need to hit it to be in a bad spot, basically.
Oh, yeah, and here we got Omar has ended up just... he's
straight up, a little straight.
Yeah, a little straight, a little close. Should be all right, though, for pocketing this ball, but he's a little close to his work. People stopping, walking by, and watching, and
Yeah, there's got to be 600 people in this room.
I'm thinking we're getting this.
There's
team.
so many people in here. It's
All right.
unreal.
Rick makes his.
Oh, he left the shot on that 14.
10-10.
He's using his speed is a little bit. He's a little bit using too much speed here. He just keeps going back and forth with it. 10-10.
All right, once again, players, I have 0 tables to move anyone to. So for now, you are waiting on the table you are assigned. Yes, I am aware there are many matches.
You think you
still
play
going
safe here?
on. As soon as they're done, that table is yours, unless I otherwise
Yeah,
feed you specifically to the tournament.
I mean,
So
I
we're
feel
shooting
like
stripes.
yeah, he's on stripes.
Tables to reassign to at this time.
You can easily get behind to where he can't access the 3. The question is, do you want to leave him a bank shot on the 4 and then potentially saw out the game? Because I don't know that he can. It's easy to get to hook him on both balls.
Yeah.
Really, if you were to thin the 15 towards the right and kind of let the cue ball flow kind of towards the corner softly, then I think you could do it. But that's risky because the cue ball wants to go in the corner. It really wants to go in the corner from where
Yeah.
that 15 is.
Yeah,
You
it
have
does.
to hit it. You have to hit it thinly in order to not, and that makes it harder to block the 4. You'd really like to hit it full, but then you're definitely leaving a bank then. This is an interesting shot.
We got.
Seeing he's doing the right thing. You got to take your time here.
Yeah.
Got to look at it. Got to make sure you're doing the right thing. I don't mind this shot at all. If you go for this and you just pocket speed, you cut this ball to the right-hand corner, you're going to end up with a shot on the 12 or the 11, for sure, as long as you don't hit it so hard that you go overroll it. And it goes. I don't think it scratches, but it's sort of close.
You got to hit it easy.
Yeah,
Easy
exactly.
lets it carry into the end rail. If you hit this hard, it forces off of it, and it goes into that corner pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Steve is racking and breaking over there versus Jerry. We're into the last round of play here. Last setup of players. And he was just playing safe.
Yeah, he just gave up on making that ball because he just was like not convinced that he was going to not scratch. And I think that's totally valid. There's no reason to risk something like that in this situation. End of the match. This is his last game.
Yep.
he's going to take his time and make sure he does what he has to do to try to give himself the best chance to win. And that's what he did. He's like, you know what? If you make this bank shot, you get on the 3, make the 3, and you get on the 8, make the 8.
He might play the
Good shot.
the 3 rail first.
Because I just don't see. I don't see how.
Oh, ball in
that
hand.
was pretty unreal. Because I feel like he could have played
Yeah, at
the
least
bank on the 3
on the 4.
or the 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I wasn't expecting a ball in hand there, and that again was the speed that did that to him. It didn't give it time. There was no time for it to curve.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. There's a little bit of a system that I use for shooting those massé shots, and they're actually pretty predictable once you kind of understand what you're actually trying to do.
Yeah.
It's not really like as complicated as you think. You're just, it's like when people, like you play basketball and you throw the ball to someone, but you put a little bit of that spin on it so that it turns one way or the other. It's actually the same theory.
Yeah.
So he just needs to leave himself a nice angle.
Yeah, I like the
So that
shoot
he
stop
can-
right here.
Yeah,
If he can hold his cue ball right there.
exactly. So you can just shoot that ball and then play for the side probably. I like playing for the 8 on the side. Really nice angle. If you don't have to here, you can go forward. But I think I go forward if you want to hit the rail right around 2.5 diamonds up, right? Take the scratch out of the shot and leave yourself
Absolutely.
off the rail when you cut the 8. Even if you don't end up perfect on it, as long as you're not on the rail when you're shooting the 8 in the side here, you should be good.
That's perfect.
Yeah, he hit that nice. That was nice.
Almost like he heard you.
That was nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
You make sure to hit the rail. You just don't scratch.
Yep.
People are like, "Oh, you're scratching the side a lot." Well, only if you're not trying. If you got to intentionally hit the rail before you get to the pocket, then you just won't scratch. Wow, that was crazy. All right, so
11-10.
to 10, and we've got who's playing over there. Jerry and Steve are playing on the other table.
Let me get some water-soaked chips from Kevin. Because you can't eat chips on a live stream. Just can't do it.
You can, but you shouldn't.
Unless they're water-soaked. Then you can have them.
Oh, okay, yeah. No crunch, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't even like the bag ruffling around or whatever. A lot of people don't like you doing it in the pool room, but there's so much noise in here, nobody cares.
Well, yeah, you can't hear anything more than 5 feet away. It's so loud in here. I mean, there's a buzz, a constant,
Yeah.
room thunder, really. I mean, the floor is vibrating a little bit. There's so many people walking around,
Yeah, Chris Lawson said he heard that there was over 1,600. Yes, 1,620 something or 30 players is what we have now. Well, that was individual players.
Well, and if there's 80 tables going and there's no open ones, that means that there's 80 teams playing, and that's 400 players playing pool right now in this room and the little room next door that has like 6 tables in it.
Total number of entries across all divisions was 2,781 entries.
Yeah, 1,200 and something players in the team event.
Yeah.
With all 4 divisions combined. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's huge numbers.
$177,000 up for grabs across all of the events and divisions. 50,000 added by with the casino and the Western BCA's added money. Up over 5% from last year for this event.
Steve has called for a referee over here to watch a hit on the other table. So Brett's going to take a look.
All right. And they're going to wait on this table for that to happen.
Yeah, it's interfering with the decision making a little bit.
Yeah, Jerry's up over there from Hold My Beer.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, one of the things actually I've sort of like noticed with how many players are playing in here, there's some complaining about slow play, and actually a big chunk of it is there's so many people in here, it's hard to kind of get around.
Yeah. Well,
It's not like we are intending to like play slowly, but you know, I'm being respectful to all my fellow pool players. So it's like if someone's shooting a shot or they're inspecting a situation, and they're not really paying attention to what I'm doing, I'm still going to make sure that I don't get, you know, like interrupt what they're doing
yeah. Well, yeah,
with what I'm doing, because it's their right to be at the table.
yeah. Just as they paid,
You know.
just like you did to be here.
So that does take extra time when people are, if you're at the end of the table between tables or looking at something on one side, it's easy to like slow the whole thing down for everyone. But it's like, really, you're here to play, and you got to, it has to be that way. It's just the way it is. You know, and I think a lot of people they don't accept that like they should. But you got to understand, you signed up for this tournament.
Yeah.
You knew there was going to be, you know, however many people.
Yeah, I come down
It's
here
always
to
like
win.
that here. It's gotten where there's more, and you just got to be more accepting, because
Yeah.
it's going to get more
Oh, they can.
until there's a solution,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, and you can't keep everybody happy, but you can keep the majority happy. And you come down here knowing that there's going to be this many people. You know there's going to be lags, or you know it's going to be long days. You know you could possibly be playing till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then have to be here at 9 a.m. And if you
Yeah.
can't accept that, you probably just shouldn't sign up.
Exactly. That's 100%.
So if we're shooting solids here, I'm definitely shooting either this 1 or 4, the 4 up table, if I can avoid from pushing the
Yeah.
1 into the 8.
I like that. I also like shooting the 7 softly with a little bit of draw and playing for the, well, I wouldn't have necessarily tried to go into it like that, but playing for that 5 ball
Yeah,
with the hope that I can bump that 14 and clear up
clear out your 3.
the 3, and then maybe come around or back around for the 1, because I know the 1 still passes the 4 into the corner.
Yeah, it does.
But, you know, and actually it still could work out, but now he's in danger of making the 5 and getting trapped behind those 2 strike balls.
Yeah, and he hit that
Yeah,
ball
he
really
hit it super
full.
full, probably to avoid that. But he did clear the 3 out of there, which was huge.
Yeah, but does the 1 go now?
Looks like it still goes to me.
Well, it might
I
have
don't think the 4 goes.
just enough room to get it through there now. That 15 came and took up a big old piece of real estate. Well, bounce
That was
off
a
of
nice
there.
little bump.
Uh-huh.
So now you just got to make sure you leave yourself a good angle on this 15 so you can come back and shoot those 2 balls down table. And I like coming back around for this 14 and using that as my last ball.
Yeah, because then you just sneak past the 5 and shoot
Right.
the 8.
If you get straight in, that's good. If not, you can cut it. You know, you can go across table. Actually, this isn't bad either, though. Shooting it off the 3 in the side.
Yeah, because you catch
You're just going to end up leaving yourself probably a little bit of a trickier shot on the 8.
Yeah, you're going to have to come to about the center of the table and catch that
Exactly.
gap
And
between the
just
1
leave
5.
angle.
Yeah.
You know, unless you want to risk coming up by the side pocket and then coming at it. But you risk going a little bit too deeply.
He hit that nice.
Yeah, he did. He's
Shoot the
supposed
11
to
to
shoot
the
the 11.
13.
Yeah, exactly. 11 to the 13. And if you can, you kind of like want to go 2 rails towards the 8, I think, off the 13, going forward. He's looking at going 1 rail, but I think 2 rails is a little better, because then you can really make sure you hit the second rail at like the second diamond or the second 2.5 diamonds. 3 diamonds up is a little too wide.
Yeah, he's
See,
going
he's
for
playing it the other way. He's risking. This has gotten complicated.
Yeah, well, now you're going to have to come all the way up underneath it and shoot it up table, and it only goes into a couple of pockets from underneath it.
Yeah, now if it's me, I make it and I just hit it a little bit below center, and I just try to float past the 5
Yeah,
and hope, you know,
Straighten
I
it
don't
up.
know. This is tough. It doesn't go in either side pocket.
bank it and draw past the 3.
Yeah, well, we both know I would have shot the 13.
Yeah.
We both said that right away, and this is why you shoot the 13 ultimately. This ball is in the middle of the table.
Shoot
You
the
know,
11.
you want to shoot a ball that's on
Yeah.
one side or the other so that you don't end up in this spot.
And he used that to carry down, and it did.
Yeah, because it's so tough. He got thin on it, and now you just have to bear down to make it. And now here we are. Because he had to use maximum inside English in order to like hold that ball.
Well,
And then it's like easy to miss.
if he can kick to the side rail where he's standing at, I like calling the bank, the kick bank.
Oh, wow.
on the
Steve, is it Steve that's over there or Jerry? Who's playing on that table? Steve and Jerry. Jerry just missed the 8, left it right in the jaws. He had a nice run going, too. Oh, and he scratched as well.
Oh, no.
Steve's got an opportunity for some serious redemption here. If he gets this one, they're right there. It's 10-11 right now. He can make it 11-11 if he can get out here. And actually, with the ball in hand, he's got a good chance to do that.
He's kicking straight at by the 5 with some right-hand spin to spin into the 8 ball, calling it in the corner.
Yeah, he didn't put enough on it.
Nope.
I like that shot as good as anything else, really.
All right.
Yeah, I think Steve doesn't see what he should do here is he's probably shoot the 2 first and then shoot the 3 and then the 5. But this is okay. It's just he's lost control already.
And all Jerry needs is that 8 ball that's
All
hanging
Jerry has to
in.
do is make the 8.
Oh,
See, he could have shot a stop shot on the 2 in the side, and then he'd be on the 3, and then he'd be able to get on this. Then he'd already be on the 5 right now. Instead, he didn't see that he could have replicated his ball in hand position by just shooting almost like a stop shot, just draw back 2 inches, and he would have been there. And now he's going to have trouble getting back to this. He's going to have trouble getting back to the 5. Now yeah.
and Joe working on finishing this rack over here for Team Hold My Beer also. He's got a good opportunity here. Cut the 5 in the side, and I like just barely pulling off of it a little bit, shoot the 3 in the corner. He's gonna.
Yep. Well, that was nice.
Yeah,
he hit
that
that with
works.
confidence.
Yeah, he did.
That was cool. Yeah, just nice draw. Didn't worry about scratching on the side because he knew he could control the angle.
Yeah, just roll this up
Yeah.
for the 8 next.
Roll, roll. Well, you don't want to roll this one.
As
Well,
Mike
just a
Siegel
nice little
says,
stop
you
shot.
throw him in from here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, hold
All
my
right,
beer on the hill.
12-10.
Pressure is really on Steve over there
Yeah.
now.
I wish he would have seen that because it seemed like because he had to get 3 balls that had to go, out of the pocket where he would really want him to shoot him in the 8, and he could have gotten better on the first one or the second one by playing a different shot first. Oh, he missed. Oh, he hooked him. No. I don't think that he's hooked enough. Can you go to the other view? This is a case 8.
Let's see, where are we at?
Yeah.
There we go.
This is the
I
last
think
8
he
ball.
can
If
see
he
through
makes
there.
It looks like he's got a shot at it. I'm pretty sure he's just taking his time, but it looks like it's there.
Yeah, I think he's just got it. Just shoot
Just
it at the
enough.
point. Yep, there we go. That's your match, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I think I'm going to call it.
All right. Well, we appreciate you hanging
Yeah, it
out
was
with
a lot
us
of fun.
for a while.
This was a good match. I enjoyed this whole match.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sitting with us,
Yeah.
Sean. And
Hey, thanks for
everybody,
having me.
stay tuned. We'll be back right away with more action. Sherry and Sean signing off.